What's going on, everybody? I'm CaptainRoBear and crew, and this is Rare Drop Roleplay presents Meteorian Core, episode 16, finally, here in the flesh, now, live!
We can drive.
We're back! Oh my god!
What is this game we're playing?
It's been forever,
Drive
ever.
and go seek.
We've lived a lifetime in 16 episodes, okay?
A few lifetimes, I should say.
Yeah. Some
Truly.
deaths, some lives, some deaths, and some lives.
Yeah.
Just
Seems
like
there's a pattern.
it's like Catwoman in the new Batman. I got 9 lives, baby. Poof, I'm out. Welcome, everyone. It's good to see your lovely usernames in chat. It's been too long. I don't like long breaks like that. However,
That was a long break.
Yeah, well, because the technical difficulties, right?
yeah, we had tech difficulties stacked into planned travel and springtime clash of both weddings and packs and all that jazz. But you know what? You got most of us here. We are sans the Caustic and the Mudcat for this evening, but hopefully they will be back with us here next week. I always put an asterisk next to it when everyone leaves because there's a potential of someone getting sick and it being out the next week. Been there. I was non-functional post LA.
That sounds like basically any, not that it was E3 specifically, but that sounds like any trip to LA I've had, specifically because of E3.
Yeah, same. I live here, and that's every trip to LA. It's an adventure.
Yeah, you know what? What seemed like a super dope idea of driving through the mountains springtime while they're all green and like going through the coastline ended up into a tail spiral of like Claritin for me for at least a week before I was able to breathe again. Mixed in with my own boggy Missouri, Mississippi swamp that I live in at the same time. I was just like, I have to clean everything, yet I don't want to move.
Existence is pain, and yet also not existing is also pain. What is this?
All pain.
Okay.
Yes, chat, you would be correct in saying that my stream title says 17. That's how forward thinking I really am.
That's how old you tell people you are when you're 16.
Oh, man. Nancy
Those are the
Reagan and
days.
Hillary Clinton, I got around the system. Does anybody have some big announcements this week they want to let the community know they're up to?
I do not personally.
Oh, actually, yes. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. PT, which is 11 a.m. Eastern, over on twitch.tv/GCX event, Sam, Mrs. Dr. Lupo, and I are going to be doing the Magic Word, which is our showcast that we do together, and we're going to basically kick off things that are going to be occurring with GCX in the next few upcoming weeks.
I'm so excited.
Hell yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
know, I'm so stoked.
If you haven't gotten your tickets to GCX or your hotel room block, you're crazy because I don't even know if the hotel's available. It could be out by now, but if you're waiting on the fence, this is your time to see your favorite creators in their favorite spot. Not just when they're required to go because of work. We actually enjoy seeing each other. I promise you, you will get the most bang for your buck out of the entire year and enjoy yourself immensely on and off the floor, which is hard to say for a lot of these conventions, especially coming from PAX in Boston, which I always put an asterisk to because it's practically a B2B con for all streamers. You rarely get to see folks for like a second and you're like in, out. Like it's a very difficult con for community. This is the absolute opposite. So I'm excited.
This is a good one.
We started the thread inside my Discord of folks that are going. I'm pumped to see them. They will enjoy all that is Headwaters Bar and what it has to
I'm
offer.
so excited. What happened to the bunghole?
Well, we're bringing the bunghole. Okay.
Oh, yes.
100% we are.
Many a fond memory was made in the bunghole.
My timer went off. We don't have COVID.
Hey,
Da-da-da!
Hey.
You leveled up.
Yay.
nice.
I did.
It's not at all. It's not at all an announcement, but piggybacking very much off of what you've said, Sam, I'm very excited also for GCX things.
Oh, I was going to
because
say, you're also negative for COVID. I was like, that's dumb.
no, oh my god. I mean, yeah, no, I did take a test a few days ago. So yeah, I am also negative, thank God. But no, yeah, piggybacking off of other things. Not that I can at all confirm things yet because we're still finalizing some stuff, but I may or may not have gotten messages today about certain cool things that may or may not be happening at GCX that I am involved in on stuff like that. So if you want to maybe, I don't know, turn up for things that rhyme with messed anymore, yeah, you should go ahead and really consider that. I'm very excited about it. You can totally tell.
Like orange juice.
Yes.
You may
Sponsored
also
by
see stuff
Florida
about-
Orange Juice.
You might see
No,
some
we are not. But if you want to
announcements
sponsor us,
about me too, and an IP known as, or sounds kind of like Mort of the Mings.
And I might be involved doing something that kind of sounds like burr and burr. And I'm going to be having a lot of burr and burrs because I have two hands. And
yeah, and my turn, and I'm going to be doing something at GCX that rhymes with mosting. There we go. Now put it all together and figure out our clues.
riddle this.
Burn, burr, mosting. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
messed anymore.
GCX, you got to do us a favor and get this announcement out like a little earlier. You're killing me. I'm
How
dying
will
in my
they
own
ever crack
Discord.
these ciphers. Oh my god. It's
Now
like
that I've
a
said it,
Zodiac killer in here.
messed anymore. Now that I've said it, does sound like a really shitty discount Macklemore copy.
It's kind of like a Girl Scout cookie.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Or, it's
the
close to
Destiny Moors.
Destiny's Child.
Mm.
Destiny's mild.
Yes, so join us. There's a lot of cool things that are happening at GCX. So hopefully the announcements are heading out there soon. And if you're a creator, you need to hop over in their Discord and let Comfy take care of you and get that wonderful creators badge. If you've done that, fill out your paperwork. I'm still trying to figure out whether I need to fill that out or not, or if I'm just on a list. But it's okay. I'm going to be there, so they can't. I say that now.
Don't fill it out.
Make the poor door guy figure out, don't you know who I am?
I just imagine the entertainment value of him looking at you in the cap and then being so utterly panicked when you say that, of him being like, sorry Captain, no, I don't know who you are, Captain.
Okay, I'm going to tell one story from PAX. I'm on a rooftop overlooking majestic Boston, and it's amazing. We're having a great time. The company that's putting it on are wonderful people, and I'm getting to meet some creators that I've never got to meet before. So it's like, it's this perfect time looking over, and all of a sudden we get barricaded down the middle of the rooftop. And I realize that there's another party that's coming in, and they've cut us off from the bar. So we can only rely on our one server that we have to be able to get drinks for our other side. And we slowly realized that a contingent of Harvard soon-to-be grads have booked the other side of the rooftop. I go over to grab a drink, and a future Karen quickly grabs me and turns and looks at me dressed like this, and she goes, "Excuse me, this is a private party."
Oh no.
And you should have said, yeah, it is.
I responded with the no comment for 30 seconds, and I held and I just looked at her with big eyes until a couple other gentlemen said, "Hey, is there a problem over here?" I said, "I'm saying goodbye to the same bartenders that we have that since I've been drinking on this rooftop for 3.5 hours. The same ones that you probably have tipped. And they were just like, oh God. Didn't know he was going to come in like that with the captain's hat. They expected definitely somebody that was probably like a little flop around a little bit. So that was the joke. The rest of the week was, excuse me, this is a private party for Harvard. They were exactly how you think they would be. Like,
sounds like money.
They got like equations on the walls and shit.
90s straight up stereotype of a New England private school was there in full force. And of course I couldn't shut my mouth when I left. I said, Yale would have rented out the whole roof. And I was out. And I closed the
Oh my gosh. And I'll let y'all know, RoBear is really tall. I bet that was scary for her.
I'm telling you what, she came with some bitty gumption, all right? She came with some bitty gumption over at me because
I know if you would have looked at me like that, I would be like, I'm so sorry.
I couldn't believe I was like, is somebody negative to me? What? This doesn't happen with beverages. It was so shocking. I was expecting a picture is what I was expecting, to be honest with you. Hey, man in the silly hat. I'm like, because that what normally happens at a good party. But I saw her over there trying to protect their minuscule buffet, which was smaller than ours, might I add.
Well, that's because they're Harvard students. They got to watch the figures.
Mm-hmm.
That's a math joke.
Well, little do they know, there's 400 calories in tonic, so yeah, that's gonna get you.
Oh my god. Okay, today I learned.
Tonic is not safe, by the way, friends. Tonic can have a lot of sugar in it.
I have an announcement for somebody that's not me, that's my partner. Can I announce that?
Please do.
Yeah.
So if y'all don't know, my partner Nicole is a ceramicist and runs a store, wildbowerstudio.com, and she just opened up her store again. So just did a store update. So there's fresh stuff. It just popped off about 40 minutes ago.
40 minutes.
Stuff does sell out. If there's anything you like, let me know. Or if you ever want custom work, jump on it. Okay, that's my plug for my person.
I'm gonna take a look. Oh my god, these are. Oh wow, ooh, I gotta get mugs. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do this later, hopefully. But yeah, I've got to get mugs from them.
And that's what halftime's for.
Okay, right. I will do these when it's time for beverages. Cool.
My God, you guys have already crushed the streams loot goal for the second time around. You guys are wonderful people. Thanks for coming back with a vengeance. Everybody right now has a +4 to their rolls, regardless of what their current modifier is. So let those cards fly. Wow. This is, I'm going to put the goal up there, but good luck. It's a mighty road to +5. And yeah, they're also doing crazy codes today. So if you enjoy stream loots and supporting me in that fashion, this code right here, I believe, is 40% off, and I still get that percentile. So it's a great way to support me and the work I do over on the channel. So thank you all.
It's also a great code.
Boom. There it is.
Good day.
Smiley day. Oh, and announcements over here. We have D&D right after this. So it's a full D and double feature tonight. I'm excited. I'm prepped. I'm ready to go. So Netherdeep, little 1 hour break in between here. And then at 10 p.m. CDT, we pop off again. And we get to play with our pirate characters. So game on.
Yeah.
Picking up where we left off a couple weeks ago.
I have no idea.
Wait, is there music playing?
Yes, there is music playing.
Oh, I heard it suddenly.
It's very Final
Just as I did that.
That lizard language actually conjures the music.
Every time.
Now I need you to play a kobold.
Yeah, I for one do not speak great old one, but I'm sure we can find a translator.
Somebody call Constantine.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I need that now. It's just
Okay,
someone-
RoBear met Gremlin, Sam.
It's almost like a new metal rap too, like.
It's like a KK Slider trying to roleplay.
That's what you get for the rest of the episode, y'all. Picking up where we left off a couple weeks ago. Freshly arriving in Waterdeep for the first time from our own self-exile of Baldur's Gate. Arriving in the dock ward in the south of the city of Splendor. Far to the north, we've nestled in, unloaded, and gotten ourselves to a proper tavern in the Boar's Nest. All the while, Jacob continuing to press the buttons, igniting an entire bulletin board on fire and dispatching it of a handful of poor offshoremen.
Oh my god.
Poor guys.
But making his way undetected, you guys have settled into the Boar's Nest to a hearty meal, have met a rowdy crowd up at the front bar, and have been introduced to a character by the name of Bill Shale. Speaking of ore and a possible job leading to the Undermountain, a portal which leads to the large sword-coursed mountains towards the north. Bill has told you of a meeting back at his place over on the dock ward sometime later tomorrow. We pick back up with all of you inside the Boar's Nest, nestled back at your table, finishing up your pig wings. The small foreign shanks glazed in multitudes of ways. We're going to retire our small little bunny friend first as everyone looks over at the table and Toff is doing that blink, blink, and then the slow ease down to where his jaw almost hits the plate, but just stops hovering enough. And you can see his little skull mask kind of rocks forward where you almost can't even see the rest of his eyes, playing this wake-up game kind of over and over again.
Biddy being kind of maternal, she's gonna have been sitting next to Toff and lean over to catch him and, oh, all right, let's get you to bed. And she'll lead him up to his little bed. Love where we're staying.
He just he's so wore out from being a storm lord with his new little crown that's kind of tilted over the side. Toss just kind of just instinctively, like a friend, like nuzzles into your shoulder, and you can feel the static electricity just from him rubbing. It's like, oh god, I hope he doesn't do that forward.
She's also gonna be like adjusting the crown every time it starts slipping.
Nelson had been fighting with the wing. I thought they were pig wings, if you didn't know, but they're not. They're shanks. And so, and not having the best of luck with his beak, kind of like banging against it, not getting a lot, and just kind of like getting frustrated and looking around for some bugs.
Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Hit it!
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, there be bugs here. No doubt there be bugs here, and like right underneath the table you can find them. Doesn't take you long.
Are they of any specific variety?
Oh, what do you want them to be?
I don't know. Juicy.
Okay, I would say here, since you're next to the dock ward, it's kind of exotic because there's a lot of things that come off of these that are different. In particular on this, there are 2 rhino beetles that are just going at it at the same time. Ooh. 2 big juicy ones, and you're just watching them like slowly
Yeah.
battle each other.
Nelson spots the rhinos, and his beady eyes go wide, noting that they brought their tiny little bug horns to a beak fight. Scoops them both up.
Those 2 centimeters.
Head back, cheek to the ceiling.
Good 2
Jumps
cents.
down. See him undulate down the throat.
Give yourself 1 temporary hit point.
I think it's always worth remembering, like, 2 centimeter long horns on a rhino beetle. That's kind of impressive. But Nelson's snars is 2 meters long. It's like a whole other weight class.
If you're gonna do that at the fucking table, I'm out of here. Jacob gruffs out, disgusted by you guzzling these rhino beetles from underneath the table, just puts his charred pig wing down, and he marches off like the indiscriminate emo child that he is.
Quick question, RoBear. As well as getting a table, did we actually have rooms here at the Boar's Nest? Or
We do now.
okay, all right then.
No,
Most excellent.
yes, there are rooms available to be bartered with, and we'll assume that you have already had that conversation with our wonderful, wonderful waiter.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Good. Yes.
So
Let me
we do
just-
have rooms?
Yes.
Or we have to, okay. Okay,
And,
yeah, Biddy
when-
would have brought Toff up to bed and then come back down.
When you go upstairs, they're all like the room doors are sectioned off like pig pens. It's completely like Cracker Barrel up there. There's rocking chairs that looks over the balcony, and there's like a little bit of straw laid down, and it's made to look like they're little pig houses when you go in. 100%. They're all in on the theme.
Not sure if that's charming or if that's... I'll go with charming. Yeah.
There's a lot of rustic crap too, with like flying pigs, like live, laugh, love signs, and like this is the home is where the nest is, and like you can
It's
see
don't
like
talk to me before I've had my coffee.
100%. If it had a pig on it and it's like a random wooden Hobby Lobby item, it's there and it's on the wall somewhere.
I was trying to remember what it is. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's like
It's like Grandma's kitchen with all the roosters.
Yes, except this is
Yeah.
done pig style. It's pigs and it's also like southern fruits. So you see like baskets of
Oh,
like
for sure.
apples and peaches and like these picturesque southern oh god, I just
Are
lost
the
it.
magnolias on the wall?
Yeah, 100%. And it, this is in the dock ward of all places. Like,
This is literally my wife's hometown. Holy shit. This is literally Tennessee.
It's
This is
my-
the entirety of the state.
it's my kitchen too, Byf. I still walk in my mom's kitchen every day, and I stare back at the apples from. We had one apple tree. Yet everything you will still find apples to this day in random rooms.
I love that for her.
Oh, and even when it's ever had an apple tree, you get like 3 good apples, and the rest of it are just bees everywhere.
We have an apple tree, but she old, so she produces, but I wouldn't eat them.
They're usually
There's
once they
probably
hit the
juicy worms in them.
Yeah,
they're fermented.
yeah.
That's when you can see some drunk pigs eat some
Yeah.
fermented apples.
they're good for lots of stuff. We made applesauce, and they're delicious.
That is some of the perks. But you guys all reconvene back down, finishing up your meal. Tavern, I wouldn't say it's emptied out because it was half-ass empty when we rolled in. This is truly one of those roll into the working district on a Tuesday night kind of deal. There's a couple folks playing dominoes up at the bar at the moment. Not a whole lot going on. Just the regular shooting the shit. A lot of polishing glasses up front.
Zanryn's gonna look in the vague direction of the rooms and is waiting, and when Biddy has come down from putting Toff to sleep, It's just going to be one of those moments of like, okay, all right, now everything has somewhat calmed down. And for the first time, I'm going to actually take off my duster. It's not like that's the only thing I'm wearing, because, yeah, the armor underneath. I am not Nelsoning this. I have pants, but it's just one of these moments of like, this is the most relaxed I have been in a while. I'm just gonna momentarily chill, flop the wings back over everything, and just acknowledge that, yes, for once we are in a place where I am no longer on my way to a concert, I'm no longer fighting a god, I'm no longer doing any of that nonsense, and it's just momentarily there is a breath of peace that can be had.
So that's what you look like under that.
I grant that the mystery has never truly arisen yet, has it?
I mean, I've always been curious about Nelson, ever since plucking a feather. At least you have clothes underneath.
Well, kept me safe this whole time, but it's the handy thing about a duster. You never get to see what's truly underneath it. Nobody expects knives to fly out of anywhere, but a duster makes you at least suspect that they'll come from the duster. And then you just pull it out of thin air.
I just imagined, you know, those pictures that go around the internet of like owls with their full legs exposed.
Oh,
I
no.
just imagine like Zanryn busting open his coat and like legs all the way up almost to his neck.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. It was too funny in my brain.
I'm just thinking of that image now, and it's perfect. Yeah, no, it's absolutely perfect. It's like the most shock and awe type thing. It's like, have you seen baby owls? Like, it's literally only that, except it's even more horrifying. It's like, yeah. Oh.
Biddy's gonna be looking back at Brom, realizing he walked off like a little emo kid, and looking back at the group. Do y'all know what's up with Brom?
I haven't walked
there's
off.
always
That was
something up
Jacob.
with him, but I thought you
Jacob.
said you walked off being emo.
No, that was
was it
Jacob. That was Jacob. I
Our
put
sweet precious Jacob.
I put Jacob to bed.
Oh, anyway. Well, then Brom, what's wrong with you?
Brom, is I've been so focused. He's like that one friend that's really, really hungry, and like you're at the social setting, he's just trying to eat. What?
You've been acting so strange since we got here.
I'm hungry.
You've been
Ew.
hungry before.
This is a referendum on what a hungry dwarf.
Chew your food.
I have a mother, and you are not it.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna make a Constitution saving throw. If I blow a 10, then I'm definitely gonna choke on my next bite.
Oh no. Do any of us know how to maneuver?
What you did is you stopped my cadence. It was a perfectly fine wing bender there. Bite, strip, bite, suck, pull.
Well, after he stopped coughing, Zanryn is going to reach over with a wing and start vigorously, like, slapping him on the back.
Oh god, it's like a large fly swatter.
Hit him hard, Zanryn. I don't think it's out yet.
Oh,
No, I don't think so either. No, hang on. I got you.
the dander underneath this thing.
Don't worry, Brom. I would never let you die on my watch.
How do you live with those things? You ever just wonder what it would be like to not have them bumping into things? Oh god.
It's actually a good question. I don't understand how you don't. The only inconvenience is that no one sells a duster that has pre-made holes in the back for wings. But then again, you know, just get a knife. It's fine.
I mean, you come from a community, and certainly there's a fine tailor back home that gonna suit this. It's not like you've been buying off the rack of some human squalor somewhere on Coat Street.
It completely depends on where you think my home is. I didn't come from noble finery.
Coming from a portal,
fun one.
I do. I know very little, but you know what? All you've seemed to accomplish is told us things of large teeth back behind Dan. Only large
Yes.
teeth that I grew up with was my first grade teacher. Oh, teeth of a horse. Couldn't stop staring at it. Mrs. Rattle. What a witch of a woman.
Very oddly specific.
You see, some things you just don't forget, Zanryn. When someone lies to you for the first time, you think adults, they got your best interests in forward. And we're sitting there, and we're trying to do their assignments like good little dwarves. You just sit down, hunker down, learn your history, and you're supposed to be able to get a scoop of popcorn that goes in the jar for being a good kid every day. I'll never forget when I shone back up. I forgot my backpack and had to go back in, and I saw old Miss Rattle. She was dumping out that popcorn into the trash can. From that day, I stared at her teeth like she was a horse. She was a no-good mule to me.
I feel like at this point, Zanryn's eyes have just kind of like glazed over a little bit. And it's like, here goes Brom talking about yet more family/childhood trauma.
That's right, Mrs. Rattle. I called you out on D&D. I saw you empty that popcorn.
I knew it was someone real.
I saw you empty that popcorn. You were mean to children.
I was like, this is wildly specific.
Oh my god.
What an evil person.
Yeah,
Biddy's just gonna be like taking little sips of her drink, like holding it up, and suddenly you start hearing because it's at the bottom, and she's just listening to this and setting it down.
You enjoy that there?
I enjoyed the story that went along with it.
What'd you have to drink there? Sound like a
Whatever ale
milkshake
they
when you
had.
got back to the bottom of it. Ooh,
What if it was?
I'd like a milkshake. It's been quite some time. I don't think this is the kind of place for a milkshake, though.
Well, if you shake the ale up enough, it'll start foaming and you can pretend.
Well, I guess you could put an egg in it. Make it a
Yep.
proper gin fizz, golden fizz.
A beer fizz. I don't think I've ever had that.
It sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a coffee cocktail with a whole egg in it over the weekend. Oh my god.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, it was so good.
Before, but
Oh man, I had like 3 of them. It was great.
that sounds. I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't. And you know what? Zanryn doesn't either. He's gonna he's gonna look at you just sideways when you say put a whole egg in it and be like,
I mean,
excuse me?
no
It is
offense.
a thing.
It
Maybe
wasn't.
not an ale.
Wasn't an owlet, I promise.
yeah, I was. What kind of egg?
And I'm sure it wasn't a kinku either.
I think both of us, Nelson and I, sharing this expression of just like this piercing bird stare.
Regardless of what the egg was, I'm sure it wasn't fertilized.
You guys did better than me. I sat down with a steak with my Minotaur character the other day. I had at it halfway through until I realized, good God, what have I done?
Oh my god.
I'll take the double pork chop next time, please.
Yikes.
There's gotta be, there's a... Now, well, this is an odd conversation to have.
But go on, you are enjoying your drink.
And it was delicious. It's,
Brom, where do you come from?
well, where do I come from? Well, I've done a lot of work on the Sword Coast. Been busy. Been kept a busy man. I've been in Baldur's Gate for the last 8 or so years. Looks at it. Yeah.
Is your family there?
Oh, no. My family's not from Baldur's Gate. We're definitely more country mice than that. Further south. They're true hill people.
Have you visited them?
Well, I made a promise I'd get down there in the next couple of holidays. Work keeps me busy. I don't like my work, but no, it's been a minute since I've seen mom, dad, nieces and nephews, brothers and sisters.
You know, Brom, you make time for family, or at least if you don't, you should. I know, I certainly haven't always fulfilled that principle, but...
Well, sometimes you have to stop aliens before they invade. And there's not much family time if the aliens invade, you know? Sometimes these things pop
fair.
up, and it's not exactly you can go home and talk about it either. You're not supposed to drag your work back into the home.
Grant, ours was a bit of an exceptional circumstance, but sometimes there's trouble at home too. Not quite, I don't know.
I feel like you could use some family respite.
That all sounds fine and dandy. Sometimes the job just doesn't allow for that on the schedule, and you have to adjust things. That's why I don't have a family of myself. My God, I would be the worst father at this point. But I got a big family. Go and visit plenty of nieces and nephews. No.
Can I insight check him to see, like, if he's holding back on stuff?
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Not with a 6, maybe.
Is that your final? Adding anything to it?
Oh, here we go.
Let's see.
No, it's too late. I'm not gonna.
Should I
jump
do
in
a
on this.
D10 or should I do a lucky? Because it's a +4.
Oh, you should definitely. I mean, if you want to know definitively, lucky would definitely be your better bet.
All right. So I'm using a lucky card. Damn it!
Oh no! Oh.
Somebody else pick up on these social cues.
Damn it! I feel like I'm a bit too late on this one to pick up on it. I feel like you've tugged at that string, and for me, it's a bit too late.
He seems pretty honest in his words. Doesn't sound like he's. I mean, he's certainly not painting you the full picture of his life for sure, because he's still here, kind of concentrating on wings just a little bit. But I don't think he's telling any lies currently at the table. He's not sweating. He's not stumbling between his words. You've seen Braun get worked up, and he doesn't seem anywhere close to being worked up.
All I think I'd say, Brom, is family is. It's strange how you appreciate it only to a certain degree, and then when it's gone, you appreciate it all the more. I don't know. It's not always perfect, I grant. It's sometimes a bit of a double-edged sword, but I don't know. It's always for one person to determine, but I know if I could go back, I would.
You mean you can't go back if you want to? You went one way.
Well, not from that one portal, but it's a little more complicated than that. It's more bound up in a series of obstacles and complications and choices too, I grant, but no, it's not that simple to go back. I imagine that one day maybe there'll be something that draws me back there. But the greater proportion of family, let's just say that not exactly all there to... No, they're not all there. If I ever do make it back to the Shadow... It's an odd one. If ever I do make it back to the Shadowfell, then maybe I'll get to see Kalaya again and... Well, I'll need to see if I can find a pet owlbear again. That would be fun.
Who's Kalaya?
Kalaya, my twin. I think I mentioned her at one point. One of the terrible escapades after too much drink in the bunghole.
I'd almost forgotten about that. Double
About the
trouble.
escapades or about the bunghole?
No one ever forgets about the bunghole.
That's true.
Biddy's gonna excuse herself without making any sound and kind of just walk outside.
Roll stealth.
I mean, they can see her go. She's just not saying anything to him.
Mm-hmm.
Go for
Do
it.
you still want me to roll stuff? Okay.
No. You say you don't care, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, no.
Can I roll an insight to see if I understand how much that's affecting Biddy? To see if it's truly rattled? Out of character, I know why, but in character, I do not know.
Insight check.
May yours be better.
Oh, with a 27.
You definitely fail. Sorry, it was a 30.
Yeah.
Man, if only I had inspo.
Only.
Yeah, you obviously can tell that there is something that has abruptly come up in conversation that is affecting Biddy's demeanor.
I'm going to look over in a sort of concerned manner and look back to the others to see if they've noticed. Have Nelson or Brom noticed this?
Perception check disadvantage because I am still feasting.
Can't see over the wings.
Oh
I've
God!
been paying attention to the conversation, but I don't know if I don't know if Nelson would have gleaned anything from the conversation. Or I don't even know if Nelson's even aware to what happened before. So
With a 19, even Brom begrudgingly puts down his pig wing. Was it something I said?
No, I think it was something I said. I'll be right back. Stay
All
here.
right.
Enjoy the food. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead and don the duster again and go outside to check on Biddy.
Why don't you bring that thing out while you're out there?
I can't wait to go back to the bunghole. They had delicious food there.
As I leave, I'm gonna go ahead and do some kind of pesky maneuver with the wing as I'm putting the coat on. You know, you flex the wings to get them into the hole and accidentally it knocks Brom's helmet slightly. No, he's not wearing a helmet, is he? Is he? Does Brom have a helmet?
I have a circlet.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock Brom's circlet slightly off kilter, so if
Ah,
it's around
son
here,
of a-
it's gonna be like that. You know?
And now mine's as crooked as the Stormlord crown that was on Toff. I look like a small child eating my dinosaur nuggies over here, but Nelson, if you could please pass the barbecue sauce, that would be fantastic.
What is barbecue sauce?
Fuck. Cut to your scene. I love you.
It looks like the blood of your enemies.
I love you, Glam.
Nelson hands you the barbecue sauce.
It's
Takes
malt
a little kind
vinegar.
of whiff of it on the way.
It's totally malt vinegar. I don't know. That'll do. It's not barbecue, but this is good on chips. So, thank you.
And as that's going on, Biddy is just outside, on the little deck right outside of the bar inn, and leaning over on some railing, just breathing, taking in some deep breaths.
I'm gonna approach, making no effort to be stealthy so as to not surprise anyone in that particular instance, but also not lumbering around like an oaf. I'm just gonna make my presence sort of gently known and pose the question of, I'm not quite sure what happened, but I can see something's not perfectly right. Do you need to be alone, or is company going to help? Either way.
No, I'm
Whatever.
okay. Just needed to take a breath. How long have you been away from your family?
Depends which members. Twin. Few years now. But the rest, I mean, well, when is one away from one's family? Do you ever have that moment where you feel very out of place amongst those that you are closest to?
Not really. I've been able to integrate myself into communities and groups fairly easily. You know,
It's
just
really
needing to adventure.
It's a very strange thing sometimes to share something with somebody and yet for them to still not completely understand it. I don't know. My twin and I didn't always see eye to eye on everything, but eventually we came around and we understood each other a lot better. Not quite the case, I think, with...
ways.
Oh, practicality. I remember, I think, mentioning... I mentioned this to Brom, actually, but I never told you, I don't think. You remember Ricky, the owlbear from back when the nasty business with the knoll came along?
Couldn't forget.
Poor beast. Well, back there I mentioned to him that I had a niece. A niece who had a knack for talking to owlbears. It's one of the stranger manifestations of everything that happens with our family, but that niece is, well, let's just say I'm an uncle. Kalaya found someone special. Being a part of that life was important. And making sure that I was present in all of that was a higher priority than certain other things.
It sounds lovely.
Well, not everything's perfect, but the important parts are there as best I know.
If it was perfect, then there'd be no change, no excitement.
Change and excitement. Yeah, that's certainly the combination and certainly how it goes.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you that I had a twin?
No, I don't think you did. What was her name? Or
Betty.
their name?
Parents were very clever.
Bitty and Betty.
You can imagine that it got very confusing.
Were you identical twins, or...?
We were.
Goodness gracious. The amount of trouble you two must have gotten into.
Yeah, it's why we eventually left home together, because we wanted to get that energy out. And explore outside of our little village. And, well, I picked up being more of a fighter, as you've seen. She went the magical route, and it was really cool. I miss seeing the sparkles fly.
Well, if she shares your penchant for talent with whatever she loves doing, I imagine she's off at some academy somewhere. Probably knee-deep in scrolls and studying.
It's a beautiful thought. And as she says that, she's going to just summon her echo. Like, just, in front of them on the ground, probably below the deck, or, like, off the deck. She basically looked just like that. But she's actually no longer here. She did pass. And I haven't really been able to let go of her. Which is why I now have an echo. She reminds me of Betty. Being together, fighting, as we used to.
I am so sorry.
It's alright. It's been a long time.
I feel like such a fool for even bringing up family.
Well, how would you know?
Well,
There's no harm.
Fair enough point, I suppose. And then again, why should I feel bad? Brom witches on about his family enough that it was bound to come up at some point.
Brom's an interesting character. Can never tell what's going on with him, but I feel like something's always going on with him.
If he's not hiding something with regards to the guild or something about his greater place and things, I'd imagine that there's a weight on his shoulders. I wonder if he throws himself into his work specifically because he knows that maybe there's an aspect to which it's easier. Throwing things into families.
I can relate. I never went and saw my family after Betty died. I've never been home since. It'd be weird to go home without her. But I wrote back home, so they do know.
It's never a pleasant thing. I can't imagine it. Well, I don't want to imagine an empty homestead.
I hope you never do.
Then again, you know, that's part of the joy of living life in the places we do. Always a possibility. I have no idea. For all I know.
A lot of fun characters. Like us. This little motley crew we have. Y'all do feel like family to me, and I appreciate it.
I can't help but
Even
feel
if
the
I want
same.
to give one a knuckle sandwich 24/7.
But that's part of family too, isn't it?
It is.
The number of times Kalaya and I have literally been at each other's throats with knives. Real knives, as well as the others. You wouldn't even believe.
I sound like I'd like her.
She's got an independent spirit.
Even better. You know,
Makes
if
no
ever you want to
nonsense.
disappear, we could do a trade. Bring her on instead.
One of these days, perhaps. One of these days. But you see, that might actually be beneficial for me. I'd be left with the niece. And all I'd need to do at that point is watch the kid, and it would be very simple. But at this point, we'd be trading kid for kid. I mean, she'd have to look after Toff at that point.
Aw, she wouldn't. Toff is my sweetheart. He brings me joy.
Whatever are we gonna do with him?
Hopefully raise him right, because right now he's a disastrous murder bunny.
Indeed.
But at the same time, he's saved our tail end. Time and time again.
Here's a real question. I wonder what Toff's mother thinks of us.
That's an odd question, Zanryn.
Well,
What do you think that she thinks of us?
I don't know. She wasn't exactly receptive back when we were on the Meteor trying to save the world. And previously, all sorts of things have come between, but I don't know. I'd hope that she'd at least look at what we're doing and acknowledge that we're standing here and we're side by side with Toff and that he's got good people looking after him. I'd hope at least, but I don't know.
I have a feeling that, you know, that's potentially it. It would make sense. And well, she hasn't tried to kill us through Toff yet, so I think we're in good standing.
I certainly hope so.
I do apologize for walking away like that. Just
No need to apologize. Sometimes we all need a moment. I was ready to hear that you needed a moment to yourself and to simply return back and make sure that everything was all right.
well, with everybody sharing a little bit more about themselves, I figured might as well at least let one of you in on why I have, and she's looking at her echo, a matching me. It brings me joy.
Well, it's only fair. I mean, I did reveal one of the cardinal secrets of my family while I was drunk on a boat, so I don't exactly suppose that at certain points anyone's going to have any secrets. Except for Jacob, maybe. Jacob, well, can't wring two truths out of him if you tied him between two tree branches.
feel like everybody has some secrets, especially Nelson. I don't know what's going on in that brain of his, but I bet there's always something.
The most curious of characters.
He said he saw a mushroom queen. I need to know more about this lady.
A mushroom queen. She sounds like quite the lady.
Right? Very confused by Nelson.
Never thought I'd find someone with that outlook on life either. It's a breath of fresh air, brutally honest. Normally it's all, holiness thee, necromancy thee, evil, but no. It's very, very fresh. Not to mention, every time that Brom comes along and gets slightly unsettled by the idea that clerics aren't always good and necromancers aren't always evil, it does make me chuckle just a little bit inside.
Oh, Brom just makes himself an easier and easier target. That's for sure. I'm gonna pick on him until he tells me to stop. Genuinely.
I don't think I'd have it any other way at that point. Oh, Brom. So I have to ask as well. We've each got a piece of the ore from fighting that terrifying monster that we did. What are you going to do with yours? Sell it or make something?
I haven't thought about it yet. Just pocket it for a bit. Think on it. Have you made a decision?
I'm unsure. Normally, it's not quite my fare. Crackling lightning and whatnot. It's not very quiet, but then again, I didn't exactly get much choice over what else was given to me. And sometimes that's a good thing. I might go ahead and just take it to a vendor, tell him my persuasion for being a little bit more light on my feet, and see what they make of it. Something special for certain, I don't know what. Interesting to see what comes up.
What if they give you a new duster? Made of ore.
Wouldn't that be fun? It does make me wonder. It would be heavy, but I wonder if there's a way you can lace it in to the duster.
Potentially, that's something you'd have to ask.
Some kind of defense. Or maybe some kind of interesting augmentation. I don't know. I'm not a smith or a... Well, yeah. Come to think of it, this duster wasn't exactly purchased either, so I could hardly, I could hardly go and find someone in Baldur's Gate and tell them that yes, this duster is indeed the one that belonged to Zanryn. Originally.
People are going to want autographs from your duster.
You're going to want autographs from Solus's duster.
Oh my word. Honestly, we were very lucky to get by that.
I cannot believe, for even a moment, that they actually fell for that.
Honestly, I don't know what to expect here. Brom's made it seem like something extravagant, but so far it's been heinous, to say the least. But, speaking of, thank you for the chat. But we should probably go back in before either Nelson plucks at Brom or Brom throws something at Nelson. It seems like the two of them would do such a thing. And as she says that, she turns about and walks back in to see whatever the hell you two are doing.
RoBear, can we hear this dialogue that's going on in the chat? Yeah. I've got to know.
Just as you open the door, you hear the last, "You done spoiled it by putting the bugs all over the top of it. It's wonderful. The way the malt vinegar cuts through the heaviness of the mayonnaise and you squished a bunch of bug guts up in between it.
This place is wonderful. There's bugs everywhere from all different places.
Bother.
It's amazing, the flavors.
I slide the bug poutine that we've created over your way.
I'm just gonna look at Biddy and be like, yep, that's the family. Not even saying anything, just like nodding and being like, yep, this is where we're at.
That must be a delicacy where Nelson's from.
And you can see it's like as if there were a giant black peppercorn kernels that are all crawling now over the top as Nelson has dumped as many bugs that he had collected in his pocket over the top of Brom's malt vinegar chips. You can see there's like a bug crawling out of the mayonnaise now at this point.
Brom, just try them. Just try them once.
No.
That one is amazing.
No.
Yeah, just try it, Brom, she says as she's pulling out the stool and sitting down on it with
Why
her
don't
elbows
you-
on the table.
Why
Just
don't you
do
try it?
And he asked you.
Same time.
And can I
Asked you. My argument stands.
I grab one of those rhino beetles by its little horn and I dip it into the mayonnaise and I go, let's try it.
I have nothing to gain here by doing this. Feel
Actually, you
free.
can gain +1 to health, actually.
I'll try it.
That's true. Actually, she's gonna lean over that table and grab another beetle.
Oh no,
I'm gonna,
I've made a very, very, very calculated mistake. Are there any bugs
I'm gonna jump
anywhere?
in on this too.
Yeah, join us, Zanryn.
Yeah, absolutely. I will absolutely try this delicacy from far, far away that Nelson has recommended to
Dunking
us.
it in this sauce.
I drop the rhinoceros beetle in the mayonnaise. Go get a palate cleanser. Have all the fucking bugs you want. It's, Brom is gonna get up and go up to the bar and get a fresh drink of anything. Whatever he's had wasn't enough to clear his palate. He's not gonna stay up there very long. He's just can't wait for the
Did you
server.
already eat it?
No, he dropped it. You guys grossed him out before he could try to gross you out.
She's gonna lower it to the table and set it down and like watch it start moving away covered in sauce. Sorry, buddy.
I mean, that's
I'm
it's
So
kind of
disappointed.
struggling, you know. It's like it's a little mayonnaise
what?
tar pit.
I'm gonna look at Nelson and I'm gonna try mine. It's just,
Watching intently.
just Nelson's
Oh.
a bird too. How bad could it be, right? It's not. I've made it a clear point. It's not normally part of my diet, but you know what? We'll give it a go.
How long
Even-
removed are you from straight foraging?
Oh, it's basically always in a setting where I've either been in a city or we've been able to be in a group that has been able to sustainably provide some kind of reasonable food. You know, this is one of those moments of like, if I've not been able to get it with the group I'm with, I can steal it. You know,
Okay.
I'm not a forager by nature at all.
For you, it would be the case of like eating the most palatable looking pet food that you've seen.
Basically.
Yeah.
Fancy feast.
Yeah, a little fancy feast action. You're used to the crunch of bones, but the crunch of the exoskeleton that gives way to the wash that then mixes with the malt vinegar and the mayonnaise.
That part sounds worse than the bug.
Well, it is certainly an emulsion that you have in your mouth right now. And probably one worth swallowing quicker than later.
I
Go
mean,
ahead and give me
that's how we owls do. We don't chew. We just, numb it down.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, wow. Okay, this was a bad idea. Who could have told me?
An 11, yeah, it goes down like Burb's got a burb. Like you throw down, regardless of what your opinion is of the mayonnaise malt vinegar rhino beetle. There's no inclination at the table that you had any trouble taking it down. There would be no clue that we would have that you've been pampered all your life by voles.
Look
Brom.
over at Nelson,
Looks good.
swallow, and be like, I'm not quite sure about the texture, but the flavor's okay.
What a bunch of birds.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It is a little strange. Then again, I'm not
That was
a
a
bird.
rare one. That was a rare one, Zanryn. I'd never seen that one before.
Mm.
You
I'll
will.
have to get a recommendation next time we come across some feeding. But next time I'll also need to introduce you to an excellent side of rare bit. You never got to try it back at the bunghole, but it was wonderful.
And
Rare
Biddy
bit.
says that because Biddy's not picking up on rare bit. She's thinking rabbit. She's turning around quickly, like, okay.
We're safe now. Yeah. The kind that's not heron gone, that's, 50 pounds and above. The smaller, the wild ones. Oh, rabbit is quite delicious. I can't contain myself. Sometimes I've thought about it. I've tried not to be insulting and get it in front of our little friend here the entire time, but, sometimes the hill dwarf's got to have what a hill dwarf's raised on. And
I'm just looking over at Brom momentarily and remembering back to the egg conversation.
Well, that's not what. It's not you. It is. Well, I'm sure there's some horrible place where there's tiny little dumb dwarves that somebody's harvesting to. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's an odd conversation to have. It's not the same thing.
I don't eat your people, Brom. I don't eat dwarves.
Somebody does. Whatever comes with those big teeth eats us. Doesn't care whether you're a bird or you're a man.
Giant.
Maybe we should ask Tanaruk what it eats.
Tanaruk. At this point, the only thing he's ate is disappointment. Shame. What an awful.
Biddy's getting like flashbacks of when she died because of Tanaruk. Oh no.
I know he had a couple good swats at you, but I'll tell you what, is for being a Demon, he is a loser. Absolutely.
True.
This Tanaruk basically evolved into like the Biff Tannen of our story. It's just every single time comes along all tough and somehow always ends up in the horseman, yeah. Perfection.
I will conquer worlds. Oh, fuck, I'm back to hell!
Did somebody hear something?
Every now and then I think
I promise, and yet I'm banished again.
It's quite the star scream, if you know what I mean.
So, Brom, tell us. The ore, is there somewhere nearby where we might be able to get that sorted into some kind of gear?
Excuse me?
The storm ore from, the fight with the god.
The storm ore! Get it sorted. Oh, absolutely. Got to get sorted in various ways. We're not far from the actual South Ward here. Much right up to us. It's got all the sorts of tradesmen over there. Probably get a pretty good deal on it as well. They do good union work here.
I think I'm going to see about getting something made from it, but I don't know where best to start.
No.
I think I'll take up your recommendation. See what's going on with that.
Do you know much about Waterdeep?
Not really, no. More of a Baldur's Gate man myself.
I was asking Brom. Because Brom seems to know something or other.
Well, I've been here quite a bit. I was stationed here as a youth for quite some time.
Huh. All right.
It's a natural as you crawl down from the hills in the north and the bread basket that Shantae provides, and you eventually end up in the splendor of the north. That's first place to start.
Better than some.
All right.
That's how my eventual employment came with the Watchers.
Do tell. We've heard so much about everyone else's story. I feel like the only people we're missing now, you and Nelson, but you're opening up.
I mean, what better way to get an education in adventuring than going after the craziest jobs in the entire land? Back home, the Barley family does they provide. It's just what Shanti does. They worry about the harvest and the nourishment of family. And, by God, the creation of nieces and nephews, that's for sure. Not a lot going on besides the festivals back home. They seem to like to throw a festival for any occasion they can. I grew up, I wasn't that good of a smith, no. I wasn't that good of a green thumb either. I didn't grow up between the two pathways that most of my family takes. I wasn't a brewer. I wasn't a chef. I was just kind of okay at everything, really. But I didn't mean I didn't crave adventure, and that's... No. When you're into those kind of skills, they lend to staying, building a good nest. I God, that's what they do. That's plenty of barleys for that. And if you need a beer, that's the place to go. And if you got the cousins, that would be really, if we could get in touch with him, Zanryn, that would be the best. But it's quite a ways away, and if you've ever stopped by any of my old rolling hills, it's not an in and out operation. It's yeah, you're gonna spend some time, that's for sure. But there's people that do equally qualifying work. It's like, by God, it's not like dwarves are the only people that are capable of forging anything. It's certainly not the case. I'm not gonna force feed that shite down your throat, but yeah. I came to the city. I forged my own path.
Can I roll an insight check to see if there's something more that he's sort of like hiding behind all of that?
Yeah, go for it. $11. Oh, I see con save.
Nope, I just rolled insight, 21. Although it is also an 11. My roll log is updated. I don't know if...
Yeah, I see it too. It's a 21.
Do I have an outdated roll log?
I believe so.
Let's swap that thing out.
Whoop. Zanryn is looking at you with that, like, one eye squinted, one eye very wide open kind of thing, like trying to determine the truth and trying to see what's going on.
Oh God, 21.
Yep.
He isn't hiding. His words are truthful. He's not sweating. He's not, he doesn't look nervous, but he certainly is picking and choosing his words. And for someone that can ramble at an expedient speed, a little bit slower in his cadence, you can tell he chooses his words wisely.
I'm gonna not press him on that, but I'm taking note.
That's what brought me to the big city in the first place, and if you're going to jump into the action, you got to get some training somewhere. And while the old Barley family is no short of adventurers, I felt this one was my own pathway to take, and that's how I ended up at the halls of justice. It's a triad of sorts: Tyr, Mater, Torm, the big three. But for me, it was, the Watchers, the Gauntlet in the Eye, kind of patched underneath Tyr. That's what called to me. Not so much me trying to tell people how to live their lives or what is justice and what is fair. It's more about longing to make sure that people have a chance to make a choice. That kind of called to me. And with it, serious adventuring.
I'm I'm glad that it did.
Any noteworthy adventures before ours? I can't imagine that anything has quite eclipsed saving the entirety of Baldur's Gate and the world at large.
No, a lot of it remains strictly classified. But seeing as we have rode a meteor down back to Earth, it kind of gets thrown out the window now, doesn't it? I've seen
It sure
some...
is the hottest adventure I've ever been on.
I've seen some things you can't explain. I've seen things that'll keep you up at night. I've seen the things that people talk about the old gods. Things that are worse than death. I've been face to face with a mind flayer before. I've seen it rip a man's skull wide open. I know what lies beneath the sea. I know a lot of the terrible things and terrible people in this world. That's my burden. My job to keep those boogeymen away. It's far away from my nieces and nephews and the rest of yours, so they can live a life. You know, I have to keep up. Think about it. Keep them far enough away. That's why I wake up in the morning. That's what keeps me going.
I know that feeling all too well. I understand, I think. Although I do have to say, if I ever... mind flayers, not a... certainly not a fate I'd wish upon any man.
Fuck them. They don't deserve to be on this planet.
Can I, I'm not sure what role this would be, but what would I need to roll in order to determine vaguely where Brom might have been, knowing mind flayers and where they tend to reside?
Oh man, you would have to peer into his mind. You would have to psychically pull that piece of information out. There's a lot of places that he could encounter.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wasn't thinking about Brom specifically, but just like, do I know vaguely where mind flayers are generally residing?
If you were to guess, based off of the information that Brom has given you, that he's grown up around the north, near around the breadbasket, and has come down to Waterdeep and pretty much been around the Sword Coast, you'd imagine that he has spent some time in the Underdark. That would be the first place, subterranean somehow. But he does come from an organization that's done far out there work, and it might not be the first time he's ever ridden a comet back down to Earth. At this point,
hey, bro.
with how he's explaining that there are some things that he still can't talk about or doesn't want to talk about, you know, that's your own personal experience. What other things could he have gotten into? But you would imagine probably the Underdark and being subterranean, especially being a dwarf, it may have involved something, could have been back home with ones that were more inclined to the mountains and to mining. That would where your logic would trace you back.
Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind, but also I'm not going to press much further on the issue because...
Thanks for sharing that with us, Brom. It's good to get to know you more.
Yes, it's the least we could do at these point in times. We've done so much running. Hard to talk about the past. when you're already out of breath from running from the next boat to the next, eh?
That's very true.
On that note, I think I'm going to catch a wink of sleep if it's all the same to all of you.
Sleep tight,
Yeah.
Zanryn. I think I'm going to get me a port wine.
Don't stay up too late drinking. The snoring gets worse when you drink.
Oh, good to know I got a moment dead.
I'm gonna go ahead and don the duster and then pat him on the head. And then head back. Head back upstairs.
All right, Nelson. You see, no bugs in this. As I come back with 2 small chalices of port wine.
Nelson's got 2 handfuls of a varietal. Different colors, shapes, number of legs, different horns, pincers, writhing around his wrists and hands. You're gonna pass up on this?
Yeah. And he sets down with the 2 glasses of port wine in front of his face. Oh, bother. I'm gonna have to crack you like a wild stallion.
Honestly, if you just want to stuff some of them in a bag, you've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, at least for the next few days.
Oh no, they're only good right off the floor.
Oh. All right. Now, noted. I'll remember
They'll sit in that bag. They won't have food to eat. They may die. Don't want to eat a dead bug. Gross.
Yeah.
Brom
I'm
is
sorry, what was
thoroughly
I
entrenched by
thinking?
this. Oh, standards, eh?
I suppose.
It
I mean,
doesn't matter if it rolls in shit, but it needs to be alive and still ready to eat.
extra flavoring, I suppose.
Sensible.
Dead bug is just a crunchy shell. There's nothing good inside.
Mm.
Have you tell me this, Nelson? He kind of leans forward as he sips his port wine. Get a little buzz going on. You ever reanimated a bug just to eat it before?
Interesting idea.
Yeah, you ever just want a little snack and you decided, a little past
You
its
should try it
prime,
right now.
decide to bring it back?
The Kenku aren't really raised to play with their food.
I've put some things in a skillet before I've regretted.
Like undead bug?
Yeah, just a little bit of frostbitten ground beef. It wasn't a highlight of my life. But you get enough onion, celery, get sorted out.
Nelson notices the carcass of a little balled up pill bug, just a really tiny one, like by the leg of the table. And gives it a little... I don't know what necromancy sounds like.
I hope it sounds like that now.
With
Like a slide whistle?
with like tiny insects, just like that, small creatures, you can do it just with your druid craft. You just can reanimate them.
Cool. Reanimating the pill bug, scooping it up in a hand, dropping all the others. They kind of like flow down his arm back down to the floor and scatter. Well, here it is, Brom.
What do you? Bon appetit.
Do you want to try it first?
I don't have the
idea.
no, because I don't have the control. You're the control. Okay.
Control.
Oh, God,
Well, didn't you want to try to taste it, Nelson, to see if it's even good after reanimating?
yeah, you would be the one to know.
I mean, but if I eat it, it'll still be alive.
I wondered if this was a thing, and I'm so glad it is.
What do
I guess
you
that
mean?
would make sense. You can't
I
kill the dead.
reanimated it. It's undead. It's alive.
It's unlived.
Can it die?
I ball up that Water's Deep Gazette in my hand. If you don't put it down, I'm going to put it down.
It'll live on forever.
The last thing we need is an undead army unleashed of insects of your creation that dwells inside the sewer. I've seen these
Brom, this was your idea.
This is exactly how bad experiments go. And then 15 fucking years later, you're down there with 20 other people as you're battling a horde of fucking scarabs. Wham! He hits it. Wham! 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 And he just slams down with his newspaper.
Do you feel better?
It's just chilling on the end of the newspaper, just totally fine.
Kill it! Kill it! He takes his port wine, he drinks it, he puts it over the top of it. Kill that thing before you leave. I'm going to fucking bed.
Nice and do him a favor. Unreanimated.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if we can do that.
Oh,
I don't think I have like a.
Yes, you're able to. You can drop
release it.
Yes, you can drop the animation on any dead because it's
okay.
You're puppeteering the remains. There's it's not.
It wasn't channeled. I thought it was just like a cast.
Yeah, you can drop it at any time.
All right. Dropped.
It's inside that little port line as it drips down like the bug just kind of slides and balls up.
Just naturally balls back up.
Whatever about undead bugs set Brom off to sleep.
This has been an interesting evening.
Well, I'm definitely full.
I'm glad to hear it, Nelson. I'm gonna head to bed myself. She's gonna stand up and like come around and just kind of pat him on the arm. A height issue. Anyway, so she walks back to her room and heads to sleep.
Nelson, just you left back at the table.
It is indeed. Nelson's gonna follow suit. He's kind of. Can I look around the room? Can I see if there's anyone here?
Yeah,
Wait, Nelson's not alone. He's got Thomas.
Never alone.
Do I need to do a perception to take a survey of the room, or?
Yeah, go ahead. Nine. Full belly, full hearts. You just see the regulars up. You can see Bill Shale closing out his tab, and if Bill's going home, it's definitely that hour.
Nelson just kind of like quietly looks over the room at everyone there, kind of like thinks about their lives and the things that they maybe have to do that night or the next day as he heads up to his room as well.
Up at the bar, they're like, God damn, you see that slender man looking back there? Jesus Christ. That's terrifying.
Kind of weird beep bobbing loping strides.
Bill looks back at the rest of the patrons. That is exactly the kind of character that I'm looking for. Oh, you think they're actually going to show up your shop tomorrow, Bill? I bet they do. That's a motivated looking bunch. They got into some shit. Look at them. All different types sitting at that table. They've done some stuff together. I got a good eye for it. We'll see when you get back, Bill. Boys got bets on it. I'm sure you do. As he clinks his ring 2 times on the bar again. We'll see you boys tomorrow. As he exits out the tavern. Biddy. Zanryn. Constitution saving throws on your sleep as you guys get settled in from the thoughts of earlier conversations that weigh heavy on your mind. I am plastered off port wine, so I feel nothing. I've never slept better in my life. It's perfect convention sleep. Matter of fact, I don't remember the last 2 hours of the conversation that I had. Until the next day. I am out like a light. Biddy.
Yeah.
Been a while since you talked about your twin.
Since she wrote the letter to her family.
And this little bit of homesickness and another new place, and not being able to adventure it with them. And it keeps you up for just a little bit longer than what you like, but it doesn't stop you from getting your full rest. Just makes that toss and turn, that occasional wake up. As morning slowly creeps in, Constitution saving throw to see who gets up. I'll be rolling at disadvantage for my earlier 20 because I am sleeping. Oh yeah. Out like a light. 14, 11, 9. In true fashion, Biddy, you are up first in the morning. You can hear the active docks and the seagulls.
She's gonna... Waking up and kind of just sitting on the side of her bed. Her feet very averagely a distance from the floor. It's gonna wiggle them just a little bit and listening. Just closing her eyes. I'm just taking in whatever this next day is going to bring forth. And after a moment, she'll place her feet on the ground and stand up, stand tall, and do a really nice big stretch as she readies her clothes and gets dressed. And she'll creak open the door and notice no sound of her friends. So she's gonna yell, "Time to wake up, everybody!" Even though there's other patrons, but she's just there to aggravate everyone.
You hear from a few rooms down this really muffled sound. It sounds something along the lines of "Ting," and then just like a hard thump. As something like, it sounds like someone's run full pace into a wall, or someone's dropped like a massive crate. You don't know what it is, but something has happened and it's made a big ass noise.
Well, Zanryn's making a big ass noise.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. If you don't have coffee, if you come here bouncing on this bed without coffee, you have absolutely barked up the wrong tree, miss.
Bouncing on the bed, okay? And she's gonna barge into your room.
Oh!
Good morning, Brom.
He's got like a little leatherette like style like over his eyes, like oh.
She's gonna crawl at the edge of the bed because, you know, with our very average heights, your feet do not reach the edge of the bed, so there's probably space.
Plenty of space up there.
Yeah, so she's gonna hop up and just start bouncing away and just be like, "Time to wake up, Brom."
No more monkeys jumping on the bed. I'm gonna swing the first pellet I can grab. It'll be a disadvantage since I can't see. This is just unarmed strike. Oh!
He's really pissed off.
I do 1 point of pillow shame damage. Is it? He swings once. It's like whoosh, just comes back around. Wham! That down pillow hits, and you can just see the impression in your face. And yeah.
And she falls back on the bed, and you just like see her kind of like wiggle up and down as the body settles.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Oh God, I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Oh, the cloth like hit my eye and it hurts.
I'm sorry. Like he gets up and like, oh, and he realizes that Brom sleeps buck naked, so he's kind of like, oh God, not presentable here.
Good thing I can't see right now.
I'm bound underneath the comforter. You came here bouncing on my bed.
At this moment, I'm gonna saunter through the door, like very tired and needing my morning tea to make it work. And then I'm just gonna look through the door, like, hey guy, buddy. And then I'm just gonna walk back.
It literally is one of those scenes from a Hugh Grant movie. There's the burly, full chest-haired dwarf, hair is disheveled and put up. Biddy is now slumped down at the front, holding her eye. It's 100%.
And as I like.
It's
like,
too
with
early
my one
for
good
this.
eye, I see him like closing and like, no, Zanryn, it's not what it looks like.
It's too late. I've already seen, but I don't want to know. I'm already like halfway down the stairs, like sauntering to the bar, being like, I will take a strong something with my tea.
It's gonna be a while to convince him otherwise of this one.
Nelson busts in, butt naked, holding pillows over his bird bits. They have someone that took my robe to clean it here.
So that's what you look like under your robe.
Yeah,
You look like you got some chicken legs.
and one of my feathers is missing. It's the weirdest thing.
Nelson,
How do you count?
Oh, I know every single one on my body. Do you know how many fingers you have?
No, I don't know how many hair. No, I know how many fingers I have. It's quite that. I don't know how many chest hairs I have. Plenty.
So you think my feathers are like your hair?
What is it? How can I be possibly culturally insulting on this? It's the only thing I could possibly equivocate it to.
No, it's just interesting to me. I'm not insulted.
You have that tone, you know that.
Biddy is like looking back and forth between these two butt naked guys. And she's just, as y'all are bickering, like slowly just kind of slither her way out of the bed onto the floor and just get up and be like, I'll see y'all downstairs.
Biddy's just down the hall. He put my robe in this big.
That's fine. Have a good time, Nelson. See you in a minute.
Okay.
What's her problem?
I don't know. Do you want me to take your clothes down?
Matter of fact, he looks up. My clothes are gone too. Oh. And he looks over
you
at the.
already gave him to the guy.
He looks at his chainmail. Oh. I don't think there's enough robond in there to keep me from chafing. Ooh. Oh, this has been a minute. He looks over and he still has his tabard. All right, I guess that's gonna have to do. So I inch over with my comforter and grab my tabard and
Got two pillows.
I throw it over and I tie the belt, but it's still, you can still see like full leg up to ass cheeks on either side on the tabard.
This is like, oh no. Oh no. What do I even?
Oh, I look over at the note and it's like, oh, got 45 minutes at least. He goes, oh, I want to get some coffee and some breakfast, but okay. Yeah, fuck it. I put the circlet on with it because I feel somehow it ties it together. And I make my way downstairs. What can only be described as like a dress that J-Lo would wear.
Rihanna.
Very. Morning. Is he? Morning. He makes himself quick to get nestled into the table so that people can't see.
Can you at least sit another table over? I don't want to be seen with you like this.
Tough shit. We're family now.
I'm gonna
See
look
naked.
up,
I've never seen my family naked.
You're the one who came in my room.
I'm gonna look at Brom very judgmentally. And I'm just gonna be like, every time Nelson has said, why don't you just not wear pants? I have been so glad that you've never taken that decision literally. And yet, here we are!
Well, somebody checked the box, and they've done taking our clothes to cleaning, which probably...
we checked the box! Much against our wishes!
Probably is not an awful thing, really, to tell you the truth. So, really, what could be worse?
I'll bury my face back in my tea, which is now very much mixed with something strong.
Says we got at least 45 minutes before, they show back up, so make the best of it.
I will try my hardest.
Where's Nelson?
Nelson comes down, shoulder bag covering his bird butt and his, pillow, clutching his pillow to the front.
Just full bird dick right there at the top of the stair. No.
It's even funnier because it's so on brand for Nelson. He just doesn't give a fuck.
Has anybody heard Toff or Jacob?
I don't know what this show's rated.
We don't need the kids down here.
We are not getting art of that.
I already have it in my mind. Some tough shit.
Oh, no.
Nelson is the flatmate inside the Hugh Grant movie. I have this. This is 100%.
He's the guy from Notting Hill.
He's the
I think
flatmate.
he's disturbingly thin. Like, he looks like a stick figure warrior or something. Like a weird, like those old animated stickman battles that were on like Newgrounds or whatever.
Oh my God. Well, that's a throwback.
Yeah. Zanryn, another one of those rare bugs is there. You should get it and put it in your tea.
I'm gonna pass on that for the moment. I need to go upstairs and check if Toff is dead, and I'm gonna swiftly leave the table. And I'm gonna psychically message. I'm gonna psychically message Betty, being like, "Please come with me. I can't take this right now." It's too early
I'm
in the
gonna
morning.
message back and be like, "So you're just gonna leave me here with them like this?"
I mean, you could also come and check if Toff is dead. I don't know.
I have
Live
to
your
go check
life.
if Toff is dead as well. Actually, I will see how they get.
Why would
She did
Toff
them
be
quickly.
dead? Nelson clutches the storm-struck staff in both hands and the pillow falls to the ground.
It's a good thing Xander and I are upstairs.
Let's go with the staff and grabs the pillow again.
I'm no longer sure which shillelagh you are talking about.
Oh my God.
I grumble under my breath. Well, he certainly doesn't need a staff to brace himself, that's for sure.
Whoa, dude, that is not in Nelson's lore. I'm retconning that.
It's good.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Everybody else's perception is...
Joke so hard.
God.
You got a big burb? Let me search ya.
Bird is the word.
You guys both run up to go knock on Toff's door. It's already like semi-cracked open a little bit, and all you see is fuzzy bunny butt just up in the air, like full-on belly sleeping, like has just burrowed their face into the pillows, and just you can see a rising and sinking little white cottontail over there. Toff is still sound asleep.
Well, I don't think there's any rush to wake him. Let him sleep.
I'm just gonna look quizzically for just a second, and I'm gonna just ponder something truly marvelous. And I'm gonna sit there and say, that kid killed an avatar of a god. What am I doing with my life?
Obviously, you need to wear the skull of your mother on your head.
No getting that thing back. I'm just gonna sort of. I'm just gonna.
She's just looking at you quizzically.
No, it's a long story. long story. I did not make a plan of wearing it, and I certainly didn't have any opportunity to wear it beforehand.
Thank God. One skull-wearing bunny of their mother is enough.
It's potentially too much.
And as we
Anyway,
run around in this very Jamie Fox, or not Jamie Fox, Michael J. Fox style
Risky
this
business,
is
baby.
risky business scene.
Risky birdness.
Risky birdness.
Bertness.
I'm gonna let you guys go refill your beverages, go use the restroom. Let chat just let that scene marinate. We'll be back in just a second.
Marinate like some bug and some mayo, dude. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, there's some clippage there for y'all. Holy shit. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It is good to be back in the saddle again. Tasty scene. Very tasty. Oh my god, my cheeks are rosy like Santa Claus. I'm already from laughing so hard. I love it. It is mutual. It's good to be back. Get a little morning action going on here. Real good. Hey, we vibing. No doubt. Oh. I mean, Biddy definitely got an eyeful. There's no doubt. We'll be here, medic. Sometimes it's good to just RP inside of a tavern, man. It's classic.
I agree. I completely agree.
Especially after how long the pandemic was. Like, our eating episodes were outrageous. Like, fake dining with friends was like literally all of Tormund's Quest. Like, we'd sit there for an hour and a half and fake dine with each other. It's been so long since anybody had a meal with each other.
That's amazing. Yeah, I was thinking about it and I was like, man, we've been through a lot since last year's GCX, and I don't think we've had a launder.
I love that. Oh yeah. Ooh, they're doing the fucking RNGesus's work out there.
That's why our clothing isn't like not falling off of our body.
You definitely get the tag. Some of these stains, unfortunately, were not able to be removed with our best efforts.
Yeah, I think Nelson's gonna hate the smell of a clean robe.
Yeah, I probably got to dust that up a little bit. No doubt. You know, I want to figure out how to work in a Ren Fair into my schedule once a year, and I haven't figured out how to do it yet. Like, what's the one place and the one time I can get my maximum amount of friends in one of the large Ren Fairs?
I've been to a few, and I would say that my favorite, hands down, is the TRF, the Texas one. The Texas Ren Fair that happens outside of Houston, and that one is big.
Yeah, like that's like the biggest one, isn't it?
I
In
don't
the
know if it's
States?
the biggest, but it may be the biggest in the States. It's huge, and there's
It's
there's parking lot parties afterwards, and
is it a fall one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I think it's like one of the last ones of the season too.
Where is it?
It's in Texas, north of Houston, about like an hour.
I was talking about, like, I want to incorporate one Ren Fair a year with all my friends. What's the one Ren Fair I can go to where I can get the most amount of my friends in one spot to go to?
Come to England.
It's permanent Ren
No.
Fair.
Permanent
Yeah, let's
Ren.
say
All jokes
really
aside,
going.
that's a fucking shout that at some point I need to experience, because I've never been to a Ren Fair, and that's
Yeah,
good
I've heard
fun.
England doesn't really have
Oh
them.
man,
No, because so here's the thing, right? Like, Okay, so the novelty of a Renaissance fair, right, comes partly from everyone being dressed up and partly from the fact of like, look, ye old townsfolk and all of the stuff that's made and set up to bring you back to that era. Here's the thing. You guys live in a country that is 250 years old. We live in a country that is well over like 3,000 years through various different like, you know, kingdoms and all sorts of different things before what exists as England or the UK even happened. So we go, like, you know, I can go down to a church somewhere in the middle of London, and that church has been there for well over 1,000 years. And it's just like, it's just a thing. Like, it's not there because it was built by some new mission that's set up like 100 years ago or something, or it wasn't set up even when, you know, the beginning of America came along. No, it's been there for yonks. Like, we live alongside that stuff, and it's pretty normal to us. So I feel like, you know, that's part of the reason.
Bungalow or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I can imagine the novelty of being like an English person at an American Ren Fair.
Oh, you bet. Oh, you bet.
Like hearing all the actors and their weird accents and.
So,
I would exist in a Ren Fair just so I could find the one person who's putting on like the most stereotypical English accent. And I walk up to them and I go, "You fucking what, mate? What the fuck you say about me, mum? Come on, fight you, I will. Come on now, give me one." You know.
Can you make a character that talks like that?
I can try.
The one that's closest.
Oh my god, a fucking monk that's just all unarmed fighting. It's all brawling, and it's that. That would be so good. I want
So breathable, so breathable in those
English
robes.
Person impersonating an American impersonating an English person.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You Laurie? At some point in
You Laurie.
You Laurie at some point in House, I think. Surely?
Yeah, the one that we have closest to home, because Louisiana Purchase, is Jour de Fête. So we have this bizarre French fur trapper Ren Fair that's in St. Genevieve, Missouri. Oh my god. It's amazing because it gets treated like a regular Ren Fair, yet there's a ton of people impersonating French fur trappers on top of it.
I've got to at least ask, are they actually speaking French, or are they just going, "I would like to peruse your wares, please"? And it's just like,
no, like a lot of them still speak that like very like, you know, where the very Cajunized version of French that we have, the very like crazy Creole. Yeah, a lot of them.
I mean, I think that's fine, but it's like, it's the point at which someone comes along and says, yes, I came all the way from Lyon, and on my way through, like, at that point, I'm sitting there being like, okay, stop. This stopped being a bit like 5 minutes ago, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
that's what we have a large population of like Huguenots that like settled over here. So like, that's, I mean, that's literally how I have Native American in my family line. It's Huguenots that settled with, you know, natives in Tennessee. French fur traders don't give a shit. We'll marry into some families to get some territory and techniques. All right, I'm gonna go grab my beverage. I'll be right back.
Excellent. The stream is ours now.
Oh wait, bear back.
Yeah, also, wait, bareback.
Stream is mine now. Most excellent.
DM for us.
You slowly start to leave the tavern, realizing that you should let Toff sleep a little while longer. And then all of a sudden, you see that Brom has gotten really furious, as though someone has taken his job. You're not entirely sure why, but then you notice a paladin of Tyr walking by, and you realize it's Brom's half-brother Brim. I don't know, that's the story I'm coming up with.
There you go. Thank you for acting out my life.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we walk around and our lives are narrated?
Oh man. Oh god. Oh, no. Dislike
You
that
open
one.
your eyes, your left eye is having a little bit more trouble because of the crust in it, so you bring your finger up to get it out of your eye, and as you're wiping it on your shirt, which you probably shouldn't, but it's your bed and nobody's looking, you then begin to push the blanket forward and then slowly scooting yourself up to your pillow just to get that nice sit up before you try to twist and turn your back the way you shouldn't crack it, but you do it anyway because once again, nobody's watching.
You see, that right there is a curse you could put on someone, and I'd be very
I would
entertained
go
to see
wild.
that. My god.
Oh, wait. Did you see Mudcat?
Jacob yells, shut Good to see you here, Mud.
That's what Glam has been whispering to me.
No, swear, I have not been whispering anything.
I keep hearing him say that like he did 2 weeks ago.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
No, I did not do that. Did somebody make a soundbite? Send me the MP3.
God damn.
Stop it.
I cannot wait for GCX, y'all.
Dude. If this
Oh,
is...
by the way,
Oh.
I got the run of show for tomorrow, and y'all are not going to want to miss it because we're announcing panels.
I don't know
Panels?
anybody that would be on any panel.
Yeah, we're announcing what famous people are going to be there. We're going to announce a lot of... We have like a list of voice actors. So
Hell
we'll tell you
yeah.
who they are. And we will also go over our COVID rules for the convention.
I've been
Very
told some
important.
of them, and I can't wait for them to go public because they seem like some of the most sensible and safe ones I've ever seen so far. So it's gonna
That is good to hear. I have heard
Yeah.
basically nothing except for what's already been posted on the site, so yeah. I do need to find a place to get tested in Florida,
yes,
because I'll be coming over.
They have them everywhere. You can go to CVS, you can go to literally anything.
Mhm.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, I don't think. I'll also have to do that. That's the one thing I know that Broman even said on his stream earlier today was that they will be requiring a recent negative test in order to go inside. So
Yeah, and you'll still have to wear face coverings and stuff.
Good. Yeah.
love when people want to be safe.
I got real lucky that I didn't get the PAX COVID.
Yeah,
'Cause a lot of my friends did that I was very close to.
Yikes.
Yeah, but that's why I've tested every day. Got 5 negatives, 5 in a row.
Ooh.
Somebody asked
nice,
what
nice, nice.
GCX is. Do you want to answer that, Biddy? Sam?
Yeah, so GCX, which is formerly known as Guardian Con, which started as Destiny Community Con, has now formed into this, which is Gaming Community Expo, because it is more inclusive than it was with just the Destiny community. It is a charity-based convention. We raise money for St. Jude during it, usually 2 weeks starting prior. We'll have charity blocks going live on Twitch all the time, and then leading up into the actual convention dates, which are June 11th and 12th. You can still go get tickets. You can book yourself at the Rose and Shingle Creek, which you should do because you won't have to step outside of your hotel at all because the convention is in the hotel, which is kind of stellar for all that humidity. So yeah, it is in Orlando, Florida. So if you can make it, do it, because we're also going to be playing D&D live. So you can come to our tavern and it'll be a good time. But yeah.
As RoBear has apparently hinted to us near the beginning of this episode as well, these next few episodes are like the build up to the GCX session.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah, so if you
I
wanna see
don't know
in
about
person.
I don't know about you guys, but like that has me super fucking excited. Like I'm sitting here now and I'm like, oh, so we're basically playing Prelude with all of this? Fucking cool. Let's do it.
The big
Awesome.
stuff's gonna happen at GCX.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna
Season
be great, but
finale,
if
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, maybe. Yeah, I just know it's a big session. But yeah, if you want this and more information, then tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/GCX event, you can see me and my co-host, Mrs. Dr. Lupo, doing our showcast called The Magic Word, going over everything that'll be happening with GCX and sneak peeks and more.
Yeah.
And scene.
We'll be there. It's
Right,
gonna be great.
pay me, Rare Drop.
Yeah. And
I did
Glam and
that.
I probably have panels, and also it's gonna be. Honestly, if you can make to the D&D thing, don't miss it. Like, legitimately, that's the thing that has me
Yeah.
the most excited. I'm gonna be telling everyone there to
I think
attend
it's
it.
the first night too.
Last year, RoBear had everyone riding down on a. If you've not seen Man of the Diamond Eyes, the 3-shot that started all this, go watch it. Legitimately, the wildest shit I've ever played in D&D.
Same.
So fucking like, it just kept on coming. Like, fucking, it kept
session.
going. Yeah, the 3-shot was
What
honestly
started
some of the
those?
craziest nonsense.
Is it going to be
Yeah.
a 3-shot again at GCX? I don't actually know.
No, it's one.
it's so quick.
Oh,
I have so last year I essentially
it anyway?
created as much as I could do in a 12-hour story. I have 2 hours, bro.
Oh shit.
We're only 2 hours?
We have 2 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We gotta keep this quick, dang.
Yeah, so we're gonna come in fighting.
Whatever it may
Everything's
be.
gonna Explode.
Well,
It
it's,
takes us 2 hours to fight.
it'll be my job to craft that, because we can't just come in fighting. That's no fun. Gotta have some RP. Gotta have a little bit.
Fine, we'll come in waking up with everybody naked and then fighting.
You'll see how you get there.
All gonna go down in Nelson's dream, and whilst everyone will be pantsless, there is going to be an enemy. That enemy, Thomas, but not Thomas as you know him. Thomas as Toff's Turkey Dragon Thomas form.
You're not inside Nelson's dream right now.
And Kevin shows up.
But you can't tell the difference whether it's actually Kevin or zombie Kevin, because it's Sunday of GCX and they're both the same.
It's Combi.
It's the Monday after. You can only tell it's the real Kevin because he is relaxed and at Disney.
He's got his little ears on, like.
Truly.
Mickey Mouse.
Corn dog. He's got a turkey leg in one hand and a churro in the other.
Are we gonna sell Toff's mom's skull as merch at the?
Cubone,
Oh my
Cubone,
god.
Cubone, Cubone.
Yeah, no, we might get in trouble. Nintendo might.
Oh.
Back inside the tavern. Coffee coming to the table finally for the less than dressed Nelson and Brom. As we're sitting there, well, at least me sipping coffee. I don't know if you have a morning bug buffet.
No, we'll take the coffee.
They
Begin.
begin to roll out. And we can see our clothes slowly making it way from the main floor back upstairs. Oh, that's good to know. It's getting a little drafty here every time the door opens up. A morning sea breeze goes right up the tabard. How do you deal with the feathers? I guess that's why they're not the same as Chester, huh?
Oh, are you cold?
There's a little bit of insult, like, dwarf's never cold. I'm fine. Just fine.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna take my wing and start like trying to subtly flap it so that it creates a breeze over in Brom's direction.
Constitution saving throw. With advantage. He's a hill dwarf. He's gonna do his best to put on his best face for this. Oh, net 20! I'm more than comfortable. Matter of fact, it could be a little cooler in here.
Zanryn's wing just starts beating fast.
You can see, even though it's a nat 20, you can see the goosebumps that have formed up over him. But he, with a nat 20, he's sitting there drinking his coffee as if he's the most comfortable man in this bar.
Chiseled dwarf nips poking through his tabard.
That's for your OF, not mine.
What are you
Hey,
talking
you
about?
both have exchanged it.
True.
Biddy's
Brom wants
hot
a colder-
coffee.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh. You go first.
Go.
Okay. So Biddy with her once hot coffee, but now is very much cooled down from the wingspan, is like begrudgingly sipping it and like making faces as she expects it to be hot, and it's not good when hot goes cold. And then putting it down and leaning over to listen to what Nelson had to say.
You want it colder? Nelson moves over to the door. Somebody comes in, and as the door opens, he just holds it open. Here, Brom.
We got to be considerate for the rest of the patrons here. Even
All of Waterdeep to see. Wonderful.
if somebody passes through is like, what the fuck? And then the door closes.
Wait, what was their name?
Pity.
Sorry, good morning.
Morning. Well, what everybody think about getting themselves into this morning before we meet up with Mr. Bill?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Toff is content to sleep the morning away, as he has earned.
Stormlord has earned a storm slumber. Indeed.
Oh, speaking of which, should we hit rest at this point?
Yes, go ahead and give yourselves a long rest.
Woo! Nice.
Confirmed.
Do I keep my...
Oh, good. So I get my pillow point back. Or no.
Fellow point is back.
What about my bug point? Do I get to keep my bug point?
No. Bug points.
Damn it!
Nope.
Don't sleep.
Oh, just what you said.
Then you get a point of exhaustion. So what's actually worse?
Yeah. Well, I for one am going to find something to do with this, and I'm going to heft out the storm ore that I've kept for myself in my pocket.
Oh yeah, can we get a visual on that? What does the storm ore look like?
Storm ore looks like galena. It is a dark, silvery ore to midnight blue with the veins that run through it. And it does build up quite the static electric charge and crackles just a little bit. It is definitely a ore that will take proper tools, handling, and training to be able to craft. It is a extremely legendary piece of ore that can just be found anywhere. So you would be looking for a master craftsman.
Do you want to look around?
Brom, you've been to Waterdeep before, right? Any idea where we can get this sorted?
Like I said, this is no easy task there. You're gonna want to look for a master craftsman here. Like I said, my family's a wee bit away, so otherwise I'd recommend them in a heartbeat. But I would definitely search the southern ward here. There's a whole building full of craftsmen here in the orders. That's where I would start. I haven't had anything crafted in quite some time, but that's where you'll be able to find it.
Well,
Don't
then
expect
again,
to get it. Don't expect to get a deal out of the builder's hall. That's for damn sure.
Then again, when was the last time you had something crafted for you? Come on.
Actually, no, that's not the case. The builders. I get this wrong all the time. The builders, that's the guild of the stonecutters, the masons, the potters, and the tile makers. It's the metal masters hall that you'll need to go to.
Well, to the metal masters we go. I just grab the bit of ore and sort of toss it up, briefly catching it and storing it back in the duster, and sort of begin on the way to a leisurely stroll, and sort of with a fairly pedestrian speed, inviting the others to come along and join.
Well, it looks like Zanryn's got some pep in his step. Just gonna hop out.
I guess we'll have to get our clothes, Brom.
Oh. Yeah. What?
Nelson takes
like a
10
penguin.
steps at a time.
Nothing to see here. It's breezy, extra breezy. He goes and gets himself all suited up. And you know what? Brom is like waiting for your first high school date. 45 minutes longer than what you want. Been a while since he's taken all that off. Oh, he's dragging ass just a little bit. He eventually gets his shit set. Doing anything on your weight. Well, Brom freshens himself up with the finest products of Axe. Not sponsored.
Nelson just throws his robe on over his head and then is suddenly disgusted by the smell. I think you all call this clean?
What did they do? Did they dunk my robes in a pile of lavender? What the fuck is this?
It's horrible. Starts looking around for bugs to like rub on it.
Might have starched it a bit too much, maybe. It looks as like it's very stiff on you. It's got like designing women's shoulder pads that aren't there. It like sticks.
It's good to see these clothes fix your posture.
That's quite the look there.
I'm kind of like T-posing.
It's T-posing without T-posing.
It's like a waddle, little walk.
Oh,
It's like
the bartender
There's like
just
a crack with every step trying to break the clothes.
Like the kid in Christmas Story.
There's no way we're losing this bet with Bill.
Let's get to Bill.
Can't get to Bill yet.
Let's get to Bill right now.
Let's get.
Because bonuses again.
Biddy cast
do I here's a question. Do I hear them saying that?
Roll a perception check. Oh! Man, you can see it on their faces before they say it.
Zanryn's gonna go ahead and ponder very briefly why they might be taking bets on whether we're going to head to Bill. And he's going to be very suspicious, knowing that if this is the case, that they're taking bets, someone's talking about whatever we're going to be doing for Bill. He's going to make a mental note of that. Very suspicious.
And I would say with a nat 20, you've been trying to listen up to the bar at other times as well. It seems like it's just a surface bet that like Bill's gotten himself involved with some adventurers that don't know what the hell they're doing, that are a motley crew, versus what he may actually need to complete his task. But at the same time, anytime someone's mentioning or mumbling about the group under their breath, you're interested in, and
I suppose we are hard to avoid. Anyway, let's get going.
wrong scene. New scene.
Whoop.
This map is so big.
It is enormous. Ooh,
It's amazingly detailed. I love it.
I am now. Yeah. Okay.
Why are you so far away?
I'm on my way.
I want you to pull out your gazetteer, Zanryn.
My what? Oh, my Gazette.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to go ahead and give me an investigation check as you're trying to find the most careful order of skilled smiths and metal forgers. Metal Masters Hall on the map.
Oh, it was on that 20.
But still, I mean, that's okay. That'll
Still a
do.
very good roll.
Dang it, I didn't get it.
It's an 18.
18?
But yeah,
Okay.
probably a refresh on the roll log and all that.
That's weird that's doing that this evening.
Hmm.
Oh,
It's also not
no.
It's also not adding my. I don't think it's adding my reliable talent to it either, which is kind of weird.
I've done this before. I'm working out of the same folder, and when I don't have the scene up when you roll, it doesn't register. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Most of the time, when I'm knee deep in lore tabs, that's when I cheat, and this is when I run into that. All right.
So yeah, basically that should not be. If we're going by reliable talent as written, as opposed to changing it.
No,
I
we're
can't
doing it
remember.
as written.
Okay, so in that case, basically that should be. Oh wait, no, is that actually correct?
Yeah, that's
Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, no, okay, never mind.
yeah. We haven't done anything to cheat, so that should be it.
Yep, no, that's it. Also, I rolled high enough that it didn't actually proc there. I'm just used to seeing nonsense on the sheet.
So you're able to trace. You're gonna have to go up the Hog Street where you're at to the Way of the Dragon, and then cut yourselves over to the High Road. And then I'm finding the intersection of High Road where it's at. We're at the intersection of the High Road. Well, I know the ward. You're gonna have to give me a street address here. What the heck? You gotta give me the corresponding other street. What up?
42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
I will pull up the actual Waterdeep Gazette.
Memesworth Avenue, 69 420 Street.
Beamsworth. That's it. That is you. Clever
Yeah, it's
girl.
at an intersection of Yellow Street.
YOLO. Hey, normally I'm not nearly as descriptive, but if we're gonna have one with like street names on it, I'm gonna take you there. It's gonna happen.
I love that for us.
Give me
Hell
the
yeah.
Gazette.
I'm gonna pass Brom the Gazette.
Oh, what do you mean you can't find the street name on here?
Look at it. The map's all blurred. The printing press must have been awful this morning.
Oh my
yesterday.
God, what a secondhand maps over here.
Hey, you know the city better than I do. If you wanted me to find your way around the docks of Luskan, I could maybe help you from memory, but for the rest of us, we're in your hands, and this map, Brom, is...
Your life
We're
is in
living
your
our lives.
hands, dude. Well, here's the problem. I've only been to the big fest hall, the dancing court, where they got the Jade Dancer. I've been there for a couple of full moons. That's a rowdy time. 3-story tavern and all. It's highly suggested.
So I imagine that given the nature of the time spent there, you might not necessarily remember it all anyway.
Well, whether you stare at the moon sphere stares back at you. I'll tell you that.
So tell me more about this moon sphere.
You know, they celebrate it. The moon, it shows up over in the court. It's a feat of Saloon, I guess.
Is it more of a full moon or?
It's got to be a full moon when it drops, and then this whole animated jade dancer, 8-foot tall statue of woman, it magically animates and it dances for the patrons. Even occasionally serves as a bouncer. I've seen it haul off and wail on someone. Wouldn't want to be that guy. That's beautiful. And
well,
beats me how it
considering what
was.
you've shown us, considering your experience with full moons, Brom, I think I'll pass on that one for now.
No! Get out of here. Well, it's we got ourselves a good trek up to the middle of the Southern Ward. That's for sure. It's long past Coach Lamp Lane and Coach Street. It looks like it's further along the way of Force Bar and Bryan Street. We got ourselves a walk. Anybody's looking out for anything else trade written, do so. But remember, this is not exactly the best part of town.
Can I make a general kind of perception check to make sure that there isn't anyone following us or anyone who's likely to pickpocket us, that kind of thing?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check. Head on a swivel, owl style.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. We do.
Ooh, 28. As we leave, there is no one trying to follow us whatsoever. It is a nice, crisp, fresh morning on the docks. People could care less even how ridiculous our party looks. They have their own shit to deal with this morning, and we're able to make our way off of Hog Street easy peasy onto the Way of the Dragon. And down this way, as we leave the really what is the functional edge of the dock ward, you can see where now we're starting to see row houses, very, very old ones. It is the oldest section of town. It's the most impoverished section of town, but there is still a excitement that the morning brings. People call it a caravan city at points. If you're going to eat street food, this is where you do it at. And it is stacked. And you can smell, oh my God, can you smell all the different spices? It's one of the best parts of being in an elaborate port city is this. Things you don't normally get in the morning: cinnamon, cardamom, small amounts of curry as you pass by, little whiffs of tropical coconut, and fresh street fruit.
Gonna just take a little whiff at the air. There's a tiny bit of excitement. Lapsang. Someone has lapsang here. Where the
I smell potatoes.
Fresh fried potatoes.
Oh,
There's got to be somebody selling shishka bugs.
100%, like 8 scorpions on a skewer, perfectly charred. Chocolate covered crickets. There's an old saltwater taffy machine that looks like it's barely held up, but it's still in a very gnomish / goblinish design. You don't see that every day.
I'd be alarmed if I did.
It's a lot of handwork to make taffy like that, especially at scale.
Just gonna look through the plethora of food and sort of get lost momentarily. Sort of get taken in by all the smells, all the sights and sounds of wonderful food, and then shake myself, come to. And knowing that I'm an owl, when I shake myself and shake my head to come to, it's a much wider rotation than usual, as one would expect. You know, normally we'd be going about 5 degrees each side. Nope, Zanryn's at full 90. You know.
Love to see it.
I'm still holding up my I think it backs up to Carter's Way here. I think that's I think that's where it is. It's actually a little bit closer than what I thought.
I'm glad you know where we're going, because I could get lost easily.
In all fairness, I suppose I could make sure we're going the right way. Although I don't know if... Are there laws against flying? I can't imagine there are.
Laws against flying. Well, if that would take a lot more people flying before they'd have to give a shit about it. That's for the Lord Roaring Horn's estates and the folks on the high hill. That's certainly not for us.
They can't exactly enforce it, and they don't bother, but, you know, it's a question when you see a griffin flying over Luskin quite casually.
And they do have the griffin over here as well. So looking up at your map, here is our destination.
Ooh, right.
Not bad. Anybody else looking for anything as we make our way through the Way of the Dragon?
Again, just looking to make sure that no one's gonna pickpocket us, no one's gonna steal our store more, make sure everything's all good, look out for unsavory characters, that's about it.
Now, right now, it's a nice casual stroll through the city, admiring the old architecture as you cut through, and there's as you go, there is more griffin traffic than what you imagined.
Can Biddy, while we're walking, make a note of like alleys that they passed and like where little sewage openings were? She just wants to keep a mental note of things connecting.
That's very specific.
What's your background again, Biddy?
I don't know. What is my background? I know the answer. I'm just double checking. Far traveler.
A far traveler. Okay. What's the little bonus that you get as a far traveler?
Here, I'm just gonna read it my brain. It says your accent, mannerisms, figure of speech, and perhaps even your appearance all mark you as foreign. Curious glances are directed your way wherever you go, which can be a nuisance, but you also gain the friendly interest of scholars and others intrigued by far-off lands, to say nothing of everyday folk who are eager to hear stories of your homeland. You can parlay this attention into access to people and places you might not otherwise have for you and your traveling companions. Noble lords, scholars, and merchant princes, to name a few, might be interested in hearing about your distant homeland and people.
So pretty much Biddy's personality already, which is captivating. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to make a history check.
Okay. 10, I want to add to that.
Yes, sir, please. I would like to add an
I'd like to add a
inspiration.
D10.
Go for it.
Let me see. Oops. Mm-hmm.
Hey, look at that. Beautiful.
Look at that.
Unnatural 20.
Hell yeah.
Good job of writing down, and put this in your notes, the pretty much from Hog Street all the way to the high road. You've got a good idea of the back alley, sewer grates, and little tuck-in areas.
Thank you. Noted.
Anyone else observing?
Nelson's kind of looking about, his head above the crowd, obviously at 7 feet tall. standing out rather awkwardly as usual. Kind of looking for any, shops of note. Bugs on a stick, maybe some magic items, anything that catches his eye as far as the vendors go.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. 9. Well, you peer out and you're looking, thinking, what if there could be any odd shops down this way? Nothing that is open this early, but you do catch that skewer of scorpions over by the side. Get your bags, fresh grilled bags. Get your bags. There's a small goblin that's been working a little rotisserie over at the side, and it fits. It's a good source of really cheap protein. And down here on the end of the city, and everybody's looking for a value or a bargain.
Nelson kind of like elbows Zanryn and points over at the scorpions.
Well, I guess I haven't had breakfast this morning, and I'm gonna, a little bit gingerly, head over towards the skewers and sort of take a look for a second and just go to Nels and say, which ones do you recommend?
Do you have any money?
So, just a reminder on wealth. You guys did get paid out just a little bit. Currently, you guys are rocking the.
I'm glad I asked.
There it is. Okay, you guys are currently at modest. So you guys are living off about a gold piece a day right now kind of budget. So these are
party.
Per person.
Okay.
So this is underneath good old lifestyle expenses right here. So this is how I oh shit. Wrong one. We'll recopy this. Instead of telling out individual money and always keeping track of it, I keep track of your lifestyle. So anything within the parameters of your lifestyle that you're at, you're able to purchase, do, whatnot. So right now you guys are living modest, 1 gold piece a day. At modest, keeps you out of the slums. We're able to get ourselves, a good room inside of an inn in the older parts of town. We don't go hungry or thirsty. Living conditions are clean and simple. We fit right in with soldiers, families, laborers, students, priests, wizards alike.
Cool.
So
I don't think Nelson would carry money though. I don't know if Nelson really cares.
I'd carry money.
Cameron, will you carry my money for me?
He fucking came out of the central bank, that booger. He's been an accountant the whole time.
A man not in an owl mask, but a man in a raven mask. Sorry, Nelson, you've been doubled. You've been duped.
Yeah, this is minimal copper for these fresh scorpions, and
cool.
Brom is he's gonna eye it. He's gonna eye it because it's got some char. There was some butter or oil that was there. It's got some sizzle. I mean, it's gonna be a wisdom saving throw.
So, Zanryn, which ones do you think look the least cooked?
I'm not really the expert on it, but I imagine if it's more popped and if it's a little bit, I don't know.
Popcorn scorpion.
No, as in like, oh.
I want the well done ones. I want the crispy ones. Crispy ones over on the end.
The crispy ones have no flavor.
Oh, that's what I want. Crispy ones. If you could, shake on some of that seasoning over there, that'd be great. I get mine dressed up like street corn.
Yeah. And to Nelson, you basically just ordered like a super well done steak at the best steak restaurant in Texas.
It's the Philly roll of sushi. 100%. It's the Philly roll.
Yeah.
100%. What like as white bread as it could possibly be.
Mhm.
Cream cheese and cooked salmon. Boy, this sushi's good. Could we deep fry that too? Yeah.
And then you dip it in ranch.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I hate to say that they're why that's tasty, but they are. But
They are tasty.
You
but
ain't
why
eating
would you-
sushi.
Oh. That's sushi. Oof.
I'm gonna stare mine down. I got it doctored up enough.
He's the type of guy that calls like an empanada Spanish hot pocket.
Oh my god, that's absolutely wrong. Yes, 100%.
Well, you know, when you can get them empanadas like that, when you get them Spanish hot pockets, you also you can go over there and get a bear knife in the window too. I've been to those convenience stores. I got a sweet, I got an Ernest VHS that's been obviously ripped. Oh, dude, those gas stations are few and far between anymore, man.
Goes
Those-
to camp.
Relics of the past.
Cedar boxes with the live, laugh, love saying carved on top.
You gotta go hunting for dry laundry mats to find those C stores anymore.
And Zanryn's gonna look at Brom's choice in bugs and make a somewhat educated guess that that's probably not the ones that Nelson would recommend, and go for like the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh, you want the real juicy ones, do you?
Yeah.
The ones you haven't cooked yet.
All right, well, poison hasn't cooked off yet, so that's it's your own risk. That's all I'm saying. One's on the left too. It's that's up to you.
I think I can digest that, can I? Yeah.
Poison. He looks
Second
down.
thoughts, I'll take a medium as opposed to a rare. I'll take a medium.
Medium.
Yeah, he turns around and goes, yeah, okay, buddy. He pulls off his skewer. There is, for him, there is uncooked and there is the ones that are cooked. You know the line on the hot dog rollers when you go to
Yep.
the gas station? That's, okay, yeah, buddy. Yeah, this looks medium. Yeah, here you go, medium. Biddy, as I produce a second strand of well done. Good morning.
She's just gonna turn around real quietly and not say anything.
Oh no, we're going on this adventure together.
I don't want to take this adventure with you.
Oh, tough bad. This is what you get for being monkeys jumping on the bed.
You just say tough bad. Nobody says that.
I do.
Why? Because you're nobody.
That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me. I think you owe at least a bite.
Is that really the meanest thing I've said?
Nobody. Nobody wants to be a nobody.
Yeah, exactly. So you
That's
want
mean.
to know
That's the
that.
kind of things that Mrs. Rattle would say to a kid. You wouldn't.
You know, I actually related with you, Miss Rattle. I was also mean to kids. She
Don't-
was not mean to kids. She's just messing with his head.
What, you purposely
Gideon.
take the popcorn out of the drawer so you can have a popcorn
I
party.
sure did.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you second. You like to party too much.
You don't have to believe me. I'm already in your head.
Well, I'm not a nobody. And he's going to... Here comes the griffin.
Can I try to slap it out of his hand?
Certainly can.
Oh my
Sleight
God,
of hand
yes.
versus sleight of hand. I'm here for
Oh my
it.
gosh.
I think we know Biddy and Biddy's last name now.
Yeah. No, Biddy and Betty. Get it right.
That's what I thought I said. Sorry.
Yeah.
You lob off the first,
Out of
like,
your hand.
3 scorpions fall off the top. Oh, Hey, Nelson, there's a couple down here on the ground when you get done. They haven't been kicked very much.
Honestly, probably made him happier than us.
I'm going to pull one off the middle of my skewer, and I'm going to run up, and I'm going to try to get as close to your ear as I can get, leaning over, and I'm going to crunch and make all the noises from eating this bug and try to somehow force a shared experience with this. These are so good. Take that, ASMR.
ASMR dwarf eating scorpions is not
Honestly,
something
she has no comeback. She's just staring forward, just like,
Just deadpans it.
yeah.
I swear
No
to
idea
God,
what's going on.
As a supplement to this show, you should 1000% upload a YouTube video of dwarves eating scorpions ASMR. At least 1 minute.
That's a great short. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw to see how long you can hold this deadpan while I continue to eat. I go for the second scorpion.
11.
Damn it, she's holding. Oh, these taste like garbage, but the mayo's good. Parmesan cheese in it, bad. I have to make a Constitution saving throw. How longer I can eat these damn scorpions?
Oh, you can.
I think I need to make one too, because at this point I will have tried one. Yep, still hanging in.
Nelson's already done because he basically like Heathcliffed the hell out of the whole skewer.
Oh.
Like, in the beak, and then Heathcliff pulled out the cat bones or the fish bones.
Vinny, Constitution saving throw on your deadpan. Oh, these are so good. Oh,
My
man.
second one?
Yep. I better never have these without my morning coffee ever again.
17.
Dejected by your Bill Murray stance. That was a little extra charge. As he pulls away from your ear because he obviously doesn't want to cough into your ear. Right, you win. You fucking win. And I hand over my last 3 scorpions. Nelson. Take these. Fucking dry. You're right. They're dry.
At this point, the taste of scorpion is starting to slightly grow on me. So I'm gonna slowly, it's still not completely convinced, but I'm gonna grab the third one and sort of split and just give one more try. And if it's still good after this, you know, maybe I like scorpion. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on this roll.
It's certainly a texture.
Does this stand have any beverages?
Yeah, it's totally made out of like water coolers. Like you can pour out, like there's jugs, there's 3 jugs, and there's 3 colors. There's orange, there's blue, and there's one that's like the color of pomegranate.
Pink.
I mean, yeah, this is close enough.
Yeah, you want that one?
I'll try the pink one. And Nelson, you notice that with the dried scorpions, he's kind of like taken them in his hands and crushed them up. It's like, we can use these as like a powder or a garnish, and puts it into the pink drink.
It's
Yeah,
just
hey,
like G Fuel.
Whatever floats your boat, buddy.
Exactly.
All right, pink drink.
Oh no.
And it is, it's absolutely, it's Kool-Aid mixed with like the small amount of fresh fruit that they have to try to enhance it. 100% stains your lips the minute you get it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? If you like sugar, oh man, you are in for a treat.
You know what I just
Just
realized?
a whisper of the fruit.
If
Down his mouth, and a lot of it kind of like spills.
Oh,
so
God.
wait, no, Glam, you chose the pink one, right?
Of course.
And it stains. Does it stain your beak and your feathers, therefore making it look like your face is just
Lipstick.
bloody mess?
Lipstick.
It looks like you committed murder with your snores.
He's got some Birdo vibes from Mario 2, just a little bit.
Ooh, Birdo. Birdo.
Yeah, good luck for you, buddy. However, everyone else who indulged in the scorpions, you guys have poison resistance for the rest of before you take a long rest.
Oh yeah, nice.
Hell yeah. Y'all look great. You should let me plan our meals more often.
You know, it wouldn't have been able to help me anyway. I'll still find a way to die.
Should have tried the scorpions. They weren't really that bad. I strut past.
Whoa. That was heavy.
As you guys pass Scorpion and Kool-Aid stand. Anyone else looking out around them as you continue to stroll to the Metal Master's Hall?
No, I mean, I'm still keeping my head in a swivel. Not much has changed on that particular front of things, but...
Go ahead. I'll have you do a re-roll now that we're on the high road. 22. People could absolutely care less. Now you're getting bumped into, but it's not pickpocketers. It's just there's so many caravans. It's just a absolute hellaciously busy street. These are those early morning pictures in here somewhere in India where it's like it's half cattle going down. There's fucking mopeds. There's just absolutely fucking just chaos down the center of the high road at the moment.
10,000 tuk-tuks going in different directions.
Yes.
Fantastic.
100%.
A place you'd see in a Jason Bourne movie.
Someone's gonna look at their cell phone for too long and then start running. I'm compromised, bro. My Jason Bourne cutscene goes 10 steps before I trip off the first brick. I'm down. I get bit by the cobra that I land next to. It's game over.
Damn, that's a hell of a nat one right there.
Still making our way downtown. Actually, uptown in this case.
I'm going to keep craning around, looking at the shops and looking for more delicious foods.
Another 10. Just kind of getting a lay of the land. Lots of animals in this section. Lots of animals. You're kind of passing through an area where there's a good amount of beasts of burden that are both seem to be for sale, and some of them that are just like going into lots for auction as well. As you can smell that, yes, that is strong manure as it wafts through the air. But yet at the same time, there's butchering going on around. It is an active scene. While looking for magic item shops is, well, not exactly the area of town that you want to look for. There are some kind of bulk item areas, stuff that laborers would need, pick-me-ups. It's like straight bodega style. There are basic healing potions that are available to essentially just get you going back to work, like base level, and they're cheap. But they also have to be rolled with a 1d4 or they might not even work properly. But as you pass by, you can see there's enough for you all to try and get 2 of these questionable bodega potions on the way through. They just come with a risk factor of a certain number on a 1d4, and you got a very expired healing potion.
I'm not risking that. I'm not risking. I don't know, man. A 1d20, I could risk that for the memes, but 1d4, no, man. That's
These are what the laborers and the conditions that they live in here. 100%. Maybe it gets me through the day. Maybe my arm just falls off.
I'm sorry. On what? What is this? The 1 in 4?
Well, it's
What
not
are
gonna.
these laborers warforged? Are they like replacing their limbs?
Well, you're talking about people working in industrial age style factories here.
So it's not the potion that's doing it to
Not
them,
the potion. It's whatever line they're working on.
I was gonna say that's a hard sell for a healing potion. Fuck no.
No.
Only occasionally removes a limb. Improved formula. This time it's only 2 fingers.
You got 1 in 4 chances.
Dr. McGillicuddy's finest. As we see Nelson taking a hard look at the bodega potions. And these are, you know what I'm going to say? They're in the same wax containers as those little sugary drinks that we've had, the little soda bottles as a child. They're actually little Max, like little wax mana style potions. So you bite the top off the wax, you drink it, and you chuck it. It's not even in glass.
Oh man, I forgot about those. There was the long ones too.
Oh yeah, super tubes.
Yeah.
Basically, strolling through the Southern Ward is me taking y'all through Save-A-Lot. Oh.
I don't understand why we come here. Why can't we just go Kroger?
We can't afford Kroger.
It's literally all of everything I've picked up from any time I visited Elle back in the day, when it was just me in the middle of rural Tennessee, and it's like, yep, I am fully immersing in this thing.
Oh man, you should make a list of like the top 10 Americanisms you've remembered.
Holy shit, you had to fly into Nashville and then drive out, didn't you?
Yeah, because it is, it is not immediately in Nashville, so it would be a drive every time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the scenery's fine, but let me tell you, some of the places you had to go pick up gasoline, none of that petrol.
I think my favorite one was, because I'm British and I genuinely don't think as much about this. I dropped a few rather foul words while Elle and I were in a store. I can't remember where it was. We were picking up fabrics for something for one of her projects that she was working on at the time being. Making patches and all that. And it was a bunch of old biddies in front of us. One of my favorite phrases, by the way, that she's, as in old ladies, like really old ladies. That's what Elle calls them, is old biddies. I'm not even kidding. But the moment that I dropped all of these swears that I'd been thrown in there, this British accent, Elle just tugs at my shoulder a little bit, but like, James, no. And then I just look over at all of the Americans. It's like, oh no, what have I done? I've unleashed phrases upon these people they didn't even know existed.
I haven't heard that at Canasta.
Wow.
Heathen.
Well, Carolee, I tell you, it was the damnedest thing. Something along those lines, right?
Oh, I got you RC and a moon pie.
Oh my gosh, banana moon pies. I eat them all the time.
I don't think I've ever had a moon pie.
Oh,
You're not missing out.
whoa, dude! My great grandma right down the street. Every time I walk down the street, smack me with an RC and a moon pie. 100%.
Oh.
Chocolate moon pies over at her house. Grandma Rosie, Nosy Rosie. Hey, she was up in everybody's business. She had that moon pie and RC ready. She lived that life. Straight up, not even a meme. Grew up on that shit. Wildest combination either. Just kind of foams in your mouth. So I don't.
Where are we on this map right now?
We are right at Ward.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I was too high.
It's a big old fucking map. It's huge.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
Stop.
On the map, guys. I meant on the map.
I don't sound like that.
No, you don't.
Brom's gonna roll a perception check. $17. As he's been kind of, he's been Chevy chasing, dadding it up with the map, trying to get himself reacclimated to the city again. His freshly starched white socks and New Balances pulled up. He's ready to go underneath that tabard. I would say I'm looking for smokestacks, but I'll be damned, it looks like, God, there's a lot of smoke coming from over there. As he kind of points out towards the further down the high road. There's a lot of black smoke. I don't think that's natural coming from down there. That doesn't look good at all.
What do you mean? You think it's a fire, or do you reckon that's just the craftsmen doing about their business? Although I don't know what their business is if it's all that.
I was looking for general smokestacks, just kind of guide us the way, but that looks like the whole damn factory's on fire.
Oh no. You don't. Hang on. I have a very important question here. Where's Jacob?
Oh shit.
Oh no. I'm gonna start taking off with a slightly more accelerated pace, thinking if there's anywhere where there is smoke, there's a Jacob.
It's a long ways down the high road. Well past our target, which is right over here. This sucker is way down here. All the way at Telchambra Street. High Road and Telchambras.
Can I start flying and do a quick recce? I don't know how quick a quick recce in that instance is.
Yeah, you can take flight. As you jump up, there's a couple of kids who are like, oh, they're staring out, and it's like the first time they've ever seen blue angels fly by. Oh, wow. And you take to the skies, full wings out. Oh, I guess he's gone. And you begin to fly over the high road, getting a full aerial view of the city. At this point, you hit that altitude where it's just you and the griffins up at this point, as you can see them transversing certain specific pathways over the top of the city. You look down and there is a massive factory smoldering in the distance. As you fly past the location we're trying to track down right now, the Metal Masters Hall, you fly past it, heading towards, you can see this factory looks demolished. It's been burning for quite some time. Had to have happened some point in time in the middle of the night.
I see if there's anyone visibly in distress still somewhere up top, or is it just too much? The smoke's obscuring everything, all that.
Yeah, so it's way up over here. You're about halfway there, about where the high road marks with flying. And you have this for you can fly pretty solid for about an hour before you got to get a rest. And you can see like they're fighting they're fighting the fire, but it's not a they're not trying to salvage anything anymore. They're just trying to contain and make sure it doesn't light up the rest of the block. But you can see there are arcane photography. There are people gathered around. It is a big deal. There are distressed. Roll an investigation check if you're specifically looking to see if Jacob is there. $24. In a game of Ariel Where's Waldo, staring down, you do not see Jacob. While he could simply have his hood up and be indistinguishable, you don't find any of the core features on any of the individuals staring out. But there are tons of individuals in varying degree, whether it is part of the fire corps, part of the actual city guard, what looks like councilmen almost having a press conference over to the side, concerned citizens. There are people crying in the streets. There's an entire mixture of emotions going on over this factory.
I see if there's anyone who's actually still in the building that hasn't been able to get out from up here, or is that just impossible to see?
Because if they didn't get out, they're barbecue. It's that state.
Oof. Yep.
The only thing that's left is the brick on the outsides. Whatever caught this thing on fire was incredibly strong. No doubt about it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and make a mental note of all that. And I think I'm going to turn back. Because if there's no one there that immediately needs help, and it's not exactly my business now that I know that Jacob isn't there, I'm just going to return to the others. And, yeah.
Any other
that it's not me.
reconnaissance that you want to do before you leave?
Can I check to see if I can determine what started the fire?
Jacob did it.
It was Jacob.
It's totally Jacob, but like, I don't know, maybe there's something that's obvious, like, I don't know.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
There it is. I knew it was coming. I was waiting for it. I was waiting the whole session to see when it was going to drop on me, and there it is.
That nat 1. Well, you stare, just kind of hovering. You've got a piece of that jet stream. And you're just kind of circling over, looking. And you circle. And you circle. By the time you take your eyes off from trying to analyze what happened to this, you begin to hear voices cut through the air. Who the fuck is that up there who's been looking down for the past 15 minutes? And you can hear the voices of the city guard. Yeah, who the fuck is that? Who is it up there? And the wisp of the wind, it kind of hits you and it jolts you. Just a large piece of parchment.
Oh no.
And as you grab that piece of parchment, and you can see it shows arsonist on the loose, building 15. And it has a solemn artist depiction of a sketched individual looking over the burning building. And as you look down, all of those guards with extreme interest in who's staring down at this burnt factory, you can see them all beginning to raise crossbows and begin to head towards the tops of buildings. And that is where we will pick up next week.
What?
What the fuck?
You're on the scene of confirmed arson, and you are a solo individual that has been staring at what might be their handiwork. So they have some questions.
Oh my god.
Only would have happened if you rolled a 1.
Son of a bitch.
You're so good at crit fails, RoBear. In my brain, I'm like, I'm looking at something and I crit failed, so my eyes blow up, I guess? I don't know.
I was half expecting to run into a griffin, and I was just like, okay, I'm ready for it. Let's do it. Let's hit it.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's okay if Zanryn dies. He's the only one who knows my secret. He can't
Well,
die instead.
I see how it is. Okay, alright then.
They just have a few questions for you, Zanryn. That's all. But we'll pick up in the after show there. We love you guys. It feels good to be back in the saddle. We'll be back next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
The intrigue is here.
Mud comes back and it's like, you did it again. That's what we're saying.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Emo in a corner.
Love you all. We're going to do the after show. We'll see you next week.